Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice with the Manylands campaign. It is session 18 today. We're nearly up to 20 already, and the time is flying by. I don't know if you guys feel that as well.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of you who feel that time really is flying by and you're finding it hard to keep track of what the effing Jeff has gone on so far, you can find all the details of all of our previous episodes all up on our YouTube channel. Just type in Slice and Dice, or if you're watching us live on Twitch, which you should be, scroll down to the bottom of our page and there's a link, just says catch up, click on that. And it takes you straight to our YouTube channel, so you can watch everything in the playlist to your heart's content and at your leisure. For now, though, before we jump into today's session, got a few announcements. First of all, we have some of our regulars aren't here this week. We have no Dan. There's meant to be an R, but it doesn't matter. And we have no Marta still as well.
Oh,
all right, okay, favouritism. But on the plus side... On the plus side, we do have a guest star coming in this week. It's our first ever guest star on the channel, so it's a big, momentous milestone day for that, who none of you have met, so this is going to be fun. Good friend of mine. But anyway, we'll get onto that later on. The final announcement, big one today, is we have a new competition! Thank you guys.
Can I see us yet, or are we just sound effects?
No, you can see you now.
Okay.
hello.
Sorry, you can't see.
We're not on the TV, so we're like...
The TV's not connected. No, you can't see. Anyway,
can't
so our latest giveaway, as you can see in the description, in the box on the left of me, is today to win a set of free D&D dice, courtesy of our friends at Beholder's Gaze. And I have the pack of dice here with us. There's a theme they've got going at the moment. It's... angels and demons, or angels and devils, and so I've got two competitions, the first of which I'm running this week and the next one I'll be doing next week. So this week we have our angels set. I'm going to open the dice right now. These are, as you can see, sealed, haven't been opened yet, for our guest star to use on the stream today. This is the angel set. Ooh, guys, look. Blue.
As you can see, they're sealed until now.
Those are
actually very cool.
Really nice blue dice.
Can we enter this?
For this competition, guys, yes, you're allowed to enter. But, you know...
Can we enter?
So the way to enter... for now is, if you're watching us live on Twitch, comment in the chat with the word Beholder. To be, but you also have to be following us as well. So follow us, comment with the word Beholder in the chat to have a chance of winning. Yep, and James is straight in.
What's the name of the company again?
The company's name is Beholder's Gaze. There's a link to their website on our Twitch page as well. Just click on the picture that says competition time. It has their logo on it, and you can order away to your heart's content on there as well. So yeah, great store with some really cool dice. So the angel dice
Double enter to be safe.
is today's winnings.
Their website looks like that.
There you go.
Oh, that's a notification.
Yeah. And there's a notification. The risk of using live phones.
Hopefully it's fine.
So yes, comment as James has done with the word Beholder in the chat, and make sure you're following us as well to be entered into the competition. We'll be doing it via socials as well throughout the week, and I'll be announcing the winner this time next week here on the channel. Only 1 week to enter this one. So I think that's it for announcements, unless you chaps have anything to add.
All good.
James still rocking the hat.
I
Appreciate
paid
that.
$5 for this, so I'm going to get the most out of it.
Oh, right.
I paid more than that for my beard, and I'm sure as hell not wearing that fucking thing again.
You've got at least £1.50 out of it.
Absolutely have.
I definitely got £1.50 out of massage. Anyway,
But
let's
you do it looks good.
With that, let's jump into tonight's session of Slice and Dice. And we are back. So guys, let's recap on what happened last time. But before I just do that, I forgot to mention, just as you may have noticed behind Bart and DK's head, is our lovely map. The world map for the Manylands. Finally got it printed in a poster today.
I so want that.
Yeah, well, keep your eyes peeled on the channel and on our social media. If you're not following us already, it's at slice&d6. I'll be announcing later on when I've got it all set up so that you can get a hold of that poster if you want it. One thing to say for certain is that if you subscribe to our channel, I need to set up exactly these description posts, but if you subscribe to the channel with the right amount, you will get a free poster with your subscription, which we'll post over to you.
1%. We've seen 1% of the world.
You've basically seen 1% of the world. It's a big old world. Anyway,
It's all those fucking side quests we keep doing.
let's recap on what happened last time, speaking of side quests.
We've done 0.5% of the world.
Okay, so guys, as you continued your lead on the whereabouts of Lady Helene Grenthal, you had parted company temporarily with Neris as she got reunited with her uncle and aunt who owned the Summerfall Carpentry, the carpenters within Hilberg, leaving the rest of you to fend for yourselves. First port of call was finding the dwarves that you were meant to meet up with in Hilberg, and you found one of them pretty much straight away in the inn with you. Teenin, Seth's best friend, apparently.
I still love that you literally gave me a full 20 minutes of being a dick to him. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Who was inside the inn, however, he was also looking for... he was with a group. His search had gone so far as he'd sent his brother out looking for her, and meanwhile he had been chatting to some other fellow dwarves, these ones appearing to be cultists of Fairfan, of which... Fairfan, the dwarven creator god, and that is in fact the god that Teenan has elected to follow, and he's been talking about this for quite some time if you've been paying attention. Anyway, so you didn't get much information out of him other than that Turin is also looking for Lady Helene, and that the market square you deduced from talking to the barman might be a good place to find somebody who may be selling statues and the like. Brucon also talked to the barman about finding a particular draft that he's looking for a personal goal of his, including some sort of magical properties that grant serenity and the rest of it, but we didn't go into too much detail about that just yet.
You get that after like regular bit.
So shopping ensued, and despite great planning from DK to avoid you all going to the same shop separately, most of you went into the same shop together, but Fleeting Nook decided to go into bits and pieces on his own on a personal errand to order a custom hat with an inscription for his favourite rogue, Seth.
We go now live to a dramatic recreation of shopping last week.
So much Jack time last week. There was indeed quite a lot of that, especially in bits and pieces with Bantam and Bell Quigley, the gnomes who own the shop. They sell lots of clothes and hats and so on. So Fleeting had placed an order for a custom inscribed hat, which is due for collection tomorrow morning.
In fact, this has got like a priority talk in the recap.
That's how important it is. Yeah,
it's very important.
But also important in bits and pieces. Despite the rest of you also buying supplies, I think the most notable thing was also Leobrin, because you were when you went into bits and pieces, although you weren't really looking to buy anything, the gnomes seemed to recognise you instantly and claimed that you perhaps were from one of the important families of Loranlast, which you then kind of shuffled to one side and didn't want anyone else to know. Fortunately, they were speaking in a language that only you in the party understand. So far the rest of the party hasn't got wind of this. But Leobrin didn't want anyone to know that he was from an important family from Loranlas, and so asked the gnomes to keep it secret, and also purchased for himself a cloak of a cloak of many fashions, which he could then change colour, change design at will, so that they get this lovely little mini. That Marshall has got his own mini now.
I love that on the map. Great. Currently match the deck chairs.
In order for him to maintain his disguise, and perhaps because a rough does stand out in Burokrin, so they gathered. Anyway, you also went round the Temple of the Eight, where Fleeting Look finally took his oath and took the oath of vengeance, and now has access to more powers, which is great because he's not here. So he finally gets to use them. But he did get to use them, to be fair.
Name dropped the shit out of Malloy.
Don't worry,
as well.
I'm playing Fleeting today, so don't worry. I'll kill him off you. Don't worry.
Did he bother using prestidigitation?
He never uses prestidigitation.
No.
Even after you requested it repeatedly.
Yep. No, still didn't use it.
She
But one other revelation on behalf of Fleeting Look, and another sort of backstory quote, was him talking about and recalling his meeting with Ominak, almost in flesh, or Keith as he's known by his friends. which shocked Malar greatly, being that he is, of course, a follower of the Eight, and so he's only had the slightest hint that the gods are there. So to actually meet one is confusing and beyond comprehension. It really did blow his elephantine mind.
Like, is it following the Seven and Keith? Now that we know their true names?
I think it still counts as the Eight, despite the names. That's a bit arbitrary, really. Anyway, so also on doing that, Seth encountered an old acquaintance from way back in the first session. From the prison wagon, you encountered the bronze dragonborn who...
A whole week ago.
Yeah, a whole week ago. Yeah. But yeah, in game time, it probably was about a week ago. You encountered who you broke away from the prison wagon alongside. Both of you are currently fugitives with wanted posters out for you. Thought that you were following her, but it just seemed to be a happenstance. But mentioned that she's working with an organisation known as the Moonrunners, who do a lot of smuggling. And then once you had concluded your business in the temple, you then made some more inquiries, and it turns out that the Lady Helene Grenthorpe may well have been taken into town in her statue form. And the abductors may well have taken into the town by her abductors, who apparently purchased an ox and cart belonging to courier Dean Fringe, a sometime courier for the gnomes at Bits and Pieces. Further investigation found that he bought some interesting magical items and expensive clothes and other things, whoring his wares and claiming that he had in fact acquired a load of wealth not only from selling his cart, but before that doing an expensive delivery of Goodbury wine to a manor sometime away. So, with you guys not really having much leads, it turns out that Torrin, the dwarf of all people, managed to find some kind of lead. Yes, he's the nice one. Found that in fact somebody matching Dean's description had been spotted heading into Half-Light Forest, although he hadn't recollected how long that had been from his source. And you also have warnings of possibly a werewolf on the loose. Rexland Swordclaw has arrived in town, having met with his contact, and apparently that could be what's slaughtering all the sheep you saw outside the town.
Probably doesn't bode that well for the NPCs in this campaign when the people that Seth likes are the ones he tortures.
Yes, there is that.
I like him.
Following
For the record, no one knows that. A great performance check when doing the medicine check. No one knows this.
That is true. Anyway, following quite a flimsy lead, you head into Half-Light Forest, and in a clearing within, you find a bundle of clothes before you're set upon by a pack of wolves and their leader, a fearsome direwolf.
Pack of Jar Jars.
Thanks to a pack of Jar Jars, yes, because the minis were Jar Jars. Anyway, following a tough fight and an intervention by Leoberin cunningly and cannily using the sleep spell, you now currently have a sleeping direwolf, 2 sleeping wolves, and a sleeping Brucon in the forest with you. And you've also encountered a pile of clothes which Malar has been searching through, and he spotted something shiny within that pile of clothes, and that is exactly where we're picking things up today. So, Malar, you are obviously just out of combat now. Dies down the general hubbub.
You've got 1 minute.
You see something shiny in the clothes. You have 1 minute before the sleep spell wears off. What would you like to do?
Mr. Seth, you really should take care of these canines if before whatever Mr. Leoberin has done here wears off. I am going to go and search the clothes.
Okay, the houndsbane thing? That's out. Why?
Mr. Seth, you should definitely kill the dogs.
Quick, while they're sleeping. Defenseless.
I need to go to someone really Childrick.
I'm going to ask, was it Rexland?
Yes.
Like, you were said to one of them, there was a werewolf around here?
Yes, this is my hypothesis, is that there is a werewolf that has been slaughtering the sheep outside of the town.
Could one of these be the werewolf? Is one of these... What's his name? Dean. Is one of these Dean? His clothes are here. He could be the werewolf. Is one of these the werewolf?
Johnny Banks.
Before we kill it.
Oh, I can do a check. Bear with me.
And you see he holds forth his holy symbol and does a divine sense.
Okay.
Just around the area.
I think these are wolves. There is nothing magical about these, nothing inherently fiendish or undead about these.
Even the really big one?
It is a monstrosity, but it is not.
Yeah, I've stabbed all three of them.
Oh.
Alrighty.
Second, he's like, they're not person. It's like, cool, they're not people.
Through the eye socket into the brain.
Fortunately, they all have very low on hit points, so I'll just say that this works, and you slaughter.
You skip over Brucon, right?
Houndsbane is back.
Drake's not watching
Literally,
yet.
by the way, I literally just dropped the links to the stream into the Discord chat, so he may have just arrived.
I know. Another person started watching.
So you slaughter. Anyway, let's not pay too much attention to that. So you slaughter the direwolf, who was basically on death's door anyway, and the two accomplices, the other wolves. Meanwhile,
Do any of them turn into people?
no, they are all just dog corpses now. Wolf corpses. Wolves are, the genus. Anyway, Malar, searching through the clothes, you find, in addition to all these expensive-looking silken clothes, right at the bottom of the pile, you find a silver ring. It seems to be in a design basically similar to that of a feather, swirling around the ring itself. It's fairly well signposted. This, I think, gathering from what Leobrin had found out from the gnomes at bits and pieces, that one of the magical items that Dean had acquired was a ring of feather falling. You can deduce that this perhaps could be that.
Well, it would transpire trying to follow magic items isn't going to work on this since Mr. Fringe is disrobed.
The fact that he's left a magical item behind in a pile of clothes doesn't bode well for the fact that he's okay or not a werewolf.
I will keep hold of this for safekeeping.
Brucon still asleep, by the way, I'm assuming.
Oh dear.
Fleeting
the
look goes-
Everett will go over and be like, Mr. Brucon?
You passed out, I saved you.
Brucon? Shaky.
So
Wakey.
before you get to Brucon to shake him, Fleeting Look has already gone over and actually just tucked him in a little bit.
What, under one of the dead dogs?
He's taken off. He's basically grabbed a blanket and just put it over. Taken off the blanket, just put it over Brucon.
Oh, that's so...
Turn on the nightlight.
And so you shake, but then you head over and you shake Brucon awake, so you are back in the world of the conscious.
Back in the Wakeland.
In a wakeland.
He's now tangled in his bed sheets.
Brucon.
We got them. Well done.
Yes.
What?
Well played.
Brucon just kind of looks around and is like, it sort of looks at everyone and kind of, and nobody's doing the kind of, as far as Brucon knows, he just fell asleep. He's just kind of like, do I have narcolepsy? Luckily, at that moment, a narcoleptic dwarf joined the party. No, he just kind of like looks around and goes, so everybody's safe. We're okay.
I believe our warlock saved us from that one.
Oh,
And Seth slaughtered the wolves while they slept.
oh, excellent. Well,
Yep.
good work, team. Well done.
Stab. He was very vigilant in his killing of animals.
Indeed, killing those things seemed a great deal easier than when they were alive, Mr. Seth. Would you concur?
I rolled it for you people. Don't just rub this in my face.
Well, of course, if we're planning on spending any time here, then it is probably prudent to remove the immediate threat. I know the spells are pungent and they are particularly potent, but they don't last particularly long. So,
Would these canines have anything to do with a werewolf by any chance?
I mean, it's not uncommon for a werewolf to seek the company of other wolves. It can, in fact, change form to a wolf. So, yes, it's not entirely beyond the realms of possibility. But there's, of course, these could have been what slaughtered the sheep. That's the only doubt that creeps into my mind.
Hal would like to pick up the bundle of clothes.
Yeah.
And sniff them.
Using your trunk.
Yep. And then I'm going to pop
He's
them
not going
back
to use his
down.
knees.
and pop guidance on myself, and then I'm going to see if I can pick up a scent.
Okay, good idea. So it's a perception check with advantage because you are using your smell and you have advantage on those checks. Your sense of smell, not your odour, just to clarify.
Wow.
Ooh, that doesn't look particularly good, those
If
rolls.
you add them together, they
What did we
make
say?
10.
Perception or investigation?
Perception.
Okay.
It's only advantage on perception, it would just be a normal
Yeah, that's
investigation.
That's 12.
12. Smelling the clothes, clearly the owner of these clothes that you deduce may well be Dean French has a bit of a body odour issue. Yes, it is quite pungent, yes, to coin a phrase I've already used. It doesn't smell particularly good, it smells very sweaty. And even though these items look relatively new, it's quite a strong smell of body odour. But smelling around the area, really what you're getting is just the smell of the wolves, obviously the blood and the open wounds as they fester, that kind of rotting smell, but you're not really getting much else, particularly in this area, from smell anyway.
So if this werewolf could have been looking for people, wilderness, not my forte of tracking. Is anyone able to track these any prints from these clothes, or to find out where these wolves came from? They could have come from either this guy going for a naked run, or him as a werewolf.
Brucon is acutely aware that the last time he tried to do some tracking, it wound up almost immediately resulting in him losing the trail. So he's sort of going, no.
No, well, if the egg will guide me, guidance. No, I'm not surprised.
Sure.
If at first you don't succeed, guide again.
Yeah.
You can make the roll. While you're making the roll, I should mention, because I forgot to mention it last week, that when the combat started and when the wolves started to attack, that same alert, danger, alert sounded from your person again. It stopped as soon as the wolves went to sleep. I forgot to mention it because we were a bit hurried last week.
From me?
It came from you, the sound. On your person.
What?
On your... Just bear that in mind, everyone.
Some part of you.
Very loud. Your check. Your survival check.
That's better at 17.
17, okay. So, from looking around at the tracks, you managed to pick up those of the wolves, and they appear to be heading further into the forest. They spread out. They came in singular, from different directions, essentially. But you reckon if you follow them long enough, they may well, they seem like a pack in their behaviour. They may well come together. But they seem to be leading further into the forest.
Well, come now, I think I may have something.
Oh, excellent.
You also, from turning over the clothes, you also find a set of human footprints. And they seem to be heading out of the forest. Or should I say, sorry, yes, they seem to be heading out of the forest.
Can I ask a small retcon for last week, because we didn't know about the alert thing. When it happened, was that when the wolves appeared, before they appeared?
It's as soon as they were hostile. As soon as they made attack against Malar, it went off.
When it went off, if I was making a perception check to see where it came from on me, because we originally assumed it was a Rex.
I'll say you can do this now. Yeah.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. It was coming from your hand.
The ring.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Your ring is where the noise is coming
I
from.
originally assumed for the spiders it was a little alert spell that was around a camp.
And what was the name of your ring?
Ring of perception.
Okay.
Ring of alertness.
That, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Ring of
Yeah.
alertness. Yeah.
Increased passive perception then.
Increased alertness.
None I would like to follow the human footprints.
Okay, you can follow those the human footprints, and just following them, they seem to lead straight out of the forest and back towards the main gate.
Are these footprints, are they going in that direction, or am I just following the footprints backwards?
You're following them backwards. They came. It seems that they stopped at the clothes, and they came from towards Hilberg.
Do I want to follow footprints in that direction?
Wait,
What direction are the toes pointing in?
Yeah.
So the toes are pointing towards the forest.
Someone walked into the
So
woods,
you're
dropped all
retracing their
clothes.
footsteps.
Oh,
Um,
no.
No, you're not going to do that. Okay. Searching for another minute or so, you do find one large set of paw prints. Those seem to be heading out of the forest, so they're different from the other wolves. They're about as big as the dire wolves. And they are heading...
He's a dog now, isn't he?
They're heading out of the forest, but they seem to be heading towards the road, Half-Light Pass, not towards the main gate. They're heading off at a sort of 45-degree angle away from where the human footprints have come from.
Think you're able to follow them?
Well, I will certainly try.
Give it a go. See if we can track him down. If he's in wolf.
Yes, I think it's a good idea to follow the giant wolf man.
Oh,
There it is,
now,
on board.
Mr. Leobrin, you'll be fine with us. We can adequately shield you. And, you've certainly proved your worth. And,
Well, that adequately shield. He took out all of them.
I would recommend that I maybe build my powers up again before we fight anything.
oh, you wish to rest?
Just a short one.
How important is this to us? Can we afford an hour? Mr. Rexman?
Yes.
Do we have time to sit and collect our thoughts?
Well,
She kind of looks out upwards, instinctively looking for the sky, but obviously canopy. There is the clearing, so he kind of manoeuvres around, looks up, and
well, it appears to be getting dark. I would suggest if we were to rest, perhaps in the forest is not the best place to do so.
Small thought. He's left his clothes here in the middle of the woods. He's not going to be going back to town naked. He's definitely transformed. He's going to be coming back, and he stays a werewolf the whole night.
I'm not familiar with exactly how the lycanthropy works.
Can we come back in,
Well,
like...
I know they can change their form, but
I would speculate that wherever he ends up will be a different mindset than the person that bought these clothes. I don't think he's going to come back.
I don't know, he's taken off his clothes, left them in a neat pile, left magic items here. He was prepared, and then he left as a wolf.
Oh,
He's probably going to come back here, and if it's not as a wolf, it could be as a human. They could be easier to kill. Ask questions to.
now, Mr. Seth, I would advocate that we don't go around just killing innocent
Well,
people.
if we want to ask him about the people he sold the car to, can we do that when he's a wolf?
No, but we can render him unconscious and proceed on that basis.
So we can either try and track him through the woods at night, injured, or maybe try and get him for the day, and then when he's turning human, hopefully coming back here.
If our goal is to subdue him, then surely we want to be at our fighting weight, so to speak. And Leobrin here has, I'm sure, arcane abilities that would be most valuable if he's in a position to use them for that purpose.
If we rest here, we could set a trap in case.
No, I'm
If he's
thinking-
coming back here and we have somewhere we'd like him to be instead, we could just take his clothes there.
Set a better trap.
I think at this time I would be much more inclined to seek out this wolf before he strikes again. If night is approaching, this is going to be the time that he will strike, and if he strikes, he will not be striking in the forest.
Oh, what is he likely to strike, sir?
He'll be likely to go for the livestock, or worse, the townspeople.
Well, now wait, where's the livestock?
There's a farm. The farm is just beyond the walls of Hilberg. More than likely, that is where these tracks will lead.
Mal scoops up the clothes, bundles them under his arm. We can probably rest at the farm, right?
That seems
Yes.
sensible.
That's
Crap, this is logical. Yeah.
Let's go.
After you, Mr. Loxodon, you have the trail.
Do you know where the farm is?
Oh, the farm! Oh, of course I thought you were going to follow the wolf tracks, but no, I know where the farm is, yes.
If only we had a stone that pointed north. It's really useful.
But I will.
I had that thought last week.
I'll
It's like, do you know what?
druidcraft and check the weather.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is cloudy, and it appears that it may well be about to rain.
Cloudy with a chance of
I meant to
werewolves.
know, not just
Sorry,
dice.
there is an 80% chance that it will rain within the next 20 minutes.
Hang on. You use Druidcraft to do that. The rest of us are just going to look in the sky.
That's what I meant to know the weather for the next
In the next
24 hours.
So cloudy.
not
it-
an 80% chance of
80%.
bullshit.
80% chance of rain dependent on your location.
He's just going by weather forecast reports.
Yes.
They need to be careful in case they're wrong.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
I'm joshing with you. No, so it's so
Cloudy with a chance of plot
cloudy. It
developments.
will rain.
It will rain.
It will rain overnight.
Okay.
You know that much. And the next day is due to be overcast. End of the rainstorm.
If it's going to rain.
If we're following the tracks, should we follow them before it rains?
Yeah.
Just in case it's not to the farm.
Well, I like Rexland's plan of head straight to the farm where he could be attacking.
But, Mr. Lilbrin, I thought you wanted to rest.
But if people are going to die, that's a bad thing.
What about if I head to the farm? You rest of you can follow the tracks, and hopefully I will see you back there. I'm sure you'll be fine with five of you together. Will be no match for one werewolf, I would hope.
I think the 4.5 of us can do well.
Nah.
We're fine.
How about you
Such a
take
short joke.
Oh, no.
Wait, Guys,
thing with you?
I've got this.
Oh.
Shit.
Hang on.
Guys, I just realised I fucking got this. He's going to burn one of my
Cleric
second
consulted his own
do
spell
it, do
list
it.
and realised he had the
Also-
solution all along.
Do it, and what are you doing?
Right, I pull out my tarot deck that I'm recently purchased.
Yes.
And, give me a minute, if you will. And he takes that out, puts it to one side, shuffles it, and
It's
he
sitting there so
casts the augury spell.
Yes. Okay, James, behind you, there is a set of tarot cards underneath the tennis ball.
No, I don't read that.
Oh, but so if we pulled out a deck of Uno cards at this point, that would have been fucking amazing.
It's either that or Cards
Change
Against
direction. Miss a turn.
Pick up the whole deck. No.
Humanity. Plus 4 would be good in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get out your augury. So you arrange your augury cards. What would you like to ask first of all?
Okay. So just for context, you may receive an omen from another worldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The DM chooses from the following omens: will for good, woe for bad, will and woe for good and bad, or just nothing. So my first question is,
Can you do it as a ritual?
I can do it as a ritual. I'm going to do it as a ritual. It's going to take 10 minutes.
Take 10 minutes, okay? Perhaps you can short rest. It's up to you. Anyway.
Oh shit, what am I
Wheel
asking?
of Fortune.
Will we encounter...
Supermarket sweep.
Will we encounter a werewolf up at the farm? I'm going to flip over a random card.
You flip over a card. Reveals the moon. Wheel and woe.
Is that good and bad?
We will
Yes.
and we won't?
Yes,
What?
indeed.
That's... Oh my god, you're like the worst of the magic people.
We will discover half a werewolf.
We will discover a man and a wolf.
Interpret however you will.
Well, there may be
interpret
some
it wrong.
trouble up at the farm, boys.
Draw up mill.
That was really of limited use. Once every 24 hours.
Not wrong.
Oh, can you do one card?
I can only do one
Okay.
question yet.
I'm
I thought
sorry.
it was 3. But
I'm
no.
sorry, it couldn't be more helpful, but augury is the tricky one.
Seth sat there for 10 minutes, completely amazed at this magic going on, and then you got yes and no. It's like,
Yeah. Look, we're now.
that was a real world.
So everyone, the moon.
To your yes or no, your answer, you got both.
Now,
Try again.
now let me contextualize this for you all. We can follow the footprints, and who knows where that will lead us. So we can go to the farm, and it sounds like something, well, good and bad. Surely finding Mr. Fringe and finding him in wolf form is both a good and a bad thing.
Or we're not going to find him and there's someone else doing something to the wolves, to the sheep.
In which case, we should. It's
Oh crap! I made your point.
Yes, indeed.
Let's head to the farm.
I advocate the farm.
Right, follow me. Let's go.
How far away is the farm?
It's not going to take that long. You just need to get out of the forest, which, provided you don't get lost, will only take half an hour. Then the farm is literally next to the village itself, the town itself.
When
You need to go get the
I need to go get the door. So you continue, make a survival check and talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
now, if our new guest star is a farmer, we found him at the perfect timing.
Yay.
Random observation. You're thinking about these being deck chairs. Deck chairs normally 10 feet long in your experience. There's some big old deck chairs.
There are tall people in this world.
The characters are
It's true.
the characters are 5 foot tall, so if you lie down, you're 10 foot long.
Yeah.
Loxodon's 7 foot tall. He doesn't want to have his feet.
It's a
down on the
Goliath
edge.
beach.
Yeah. My God, this is our small talk.
Why would you?
Deck chair politics.
Why would you not have deck chairs around a fountain in a cobbled
I
area?
don't know. I don't know why I thought it was a deck chair. So if we go too far,
With
I don't know what it
barrels.
is. You're a nice
Underneath.
bloke, but you're the victim in this.
I know.
It happens.
I don't know.
It's usually me.
I
Glad it's
I'll
you.
say it's usually me as well.
I blame Dan, not you. The annoying one.
Yeah.
Back. If we go to the farm, can we set up a watch while we take some rest?
Was it
I
Mormons or
would
something?
advocate that we do that.
No, it's a Mormons. Yes, that's what it was. Yes, not today, thank you.
So we're
Some
So
going to
you,
the farm and we're going
some
to try
Genova's witnesses.
and have people resting while someone's watching for the wolf.
at the farm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when you arrive at the farm, obviously the skies are beginning to darken.
Has Rexland taken damage?
No.
Meat shield.
We asked him to watch.
What's damage?
Oh, yeah, I don't care about fleeting. Can fleeting watch as well?
Yeah, Fleeting has taken a couple of hits. He's not in
Yeah,
a
okay.
great state, but he go.
At all.
Sure, Seth. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, this is much better. I like disagreeing, Seth. This is good. This is fleeting.
Besides, it gives me time to talk with my friend here.
Of course, as a new paladin, I can guide you, and you can see in the dark, right?
Oh, yes, that's fine.
Oh, good, I can't, so that's a relief. Okay. Right, we shall take the watch.
The guy without dark vision, I don't think we need him to take watch. I forgot he didn't have dark vision.
If we are taking a short rest on it,
Yeah.
I will.
Yes, you can roll some hit dice. So the area around you, so you're essentially making a rest next to the road. You can see, obviously the hill itself is on the same hill as Hillberg, hence the name. It's open. It's not fenced off
kill
where
him
the
till on
sheep
the
are.
hill.
The sheep just free roam. You can see the carcasses you saw on your way in. Some of them have been cleared. Some of them have not.
Are there any
yes.
things in the fields around the sheep, like bundles of hay and stuff like that?
No, not hay in this particular field. It seems this is. It appears to be grassland mostly.
Is there anything that I can see that's hideable behind?
There are not really, apart from the outbuildings and the actual farm itself, the farm building,
The cows.
the homestead, if you like. Yes, the sheep are not going to provide adequate cover, and they seem to be spooked.
Well, if there's anything there, so go.
Probably spook because Seth's trying to hide behind him. Get away from me.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, I'd want to add, but I'm not going to.
Minor illusion. Why was minor illusion a bush around me? 'Cause it's a 5 foot square.
Yeah.
I just squat and I go.
Minor illusion lasts for 1 minute, so you have
I
to
keep
keep
going,
doing
bush.
it. Yes, the bush would unnaturally not move, but you can do that.
Yeah.
That's fine. You've got to crouch inside
every
it.
50 seconds I recast. Just sitting there, completely bushed.
We see the top of his head with his hat.
No, not the hat yet.
Yeah, no hat.
If
Very
he's
important
crouching
to
down, he'll
remember.
be fine.
The only time James wears the hat is when he
So
doesn't have the hat.
you
in
end your short rest, feeling slightly more revitalised. Rexland and seeing your sort of roused from your rest.
We have not seen anything in this time. Everything is clear.
Seth's getting a bit hoarse, just going, bush. Bush.
Is it a short rest if you spend the entire short rest casting
I short
spells?
rested first.
I was going to say,
Then
I'm
I'm
pretty
like,
sure that
I'm
doesn't
rested and
really
it's push
work. It doesn't really work. Anyway, but because you can try, it's funny. Just the hopelessness of it all. Anyway, finishing your short rest, Yeah, you're free to continue. Were you going to continue to the farm? As you're kind of on the periphery, you're on the road currently.
Yeah, let's head to the
move
farm.
slightly closer, yeah.
So moving through the farmland, you see one squat figure, notices you just in the distance.
He's not also casting bush, is he?
Funnily enough, no. But
Astonishing.
you see he starts advancing towards you.
What are you doing there?
Oh right, okay.
How far is he?
He's saying this as he comes up to you. When he comes, he's within 60 feet, so you can see that he is a dwarf. He has quite a big bushy beard, very very rich beard, sort of a mousy brown colour. He looks just wearing sort of simple clothes, and he has a crook in his hand.
What
Greetings.
are you doing here?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deacon Shade Creek of the Hammerford Institute. I am a representative of the Actor.
What are you doing then?
I'm losing my laugh.
Focus.
Excuse my friend here. I am Rexland Swordclaw. I am a Knight Sergeant of the Order of the Broken Fang. We are here to investigate a monstrous threat that has been terrorizing your sheep. Is that not correct? I believe I spoke to you, the farmer here. I spoke to your wife, Giselle. Oh, Giselle. I'm sorry, I didn't quite follow.
And he just points towards the barn.
Rexland, can you ask me if you've seen anything during the day?
We need it translated.
At this point, Fleeting Nook goes, hang on, I've got this.
No, you're
And he uses thaumaturgy. He goes, what were you asking?
I don't know, I wanted to make you talk to yourself again.
Have you seen anything weird here? We're going to see.
Rexland, what did he say?
Something about the barn.
Well, this,
And he just starts heading in that direction, just kind of beckoning you to follow him.
Can I ask? Is his lack of intelligibility like a regional accent thing, or is he sort of like verging on speaking Dwarvish?
Yes. So basically,
why can't we understand?
Basically, he's got quite a thick accent.
Yeah.
Which is also then duplicated because of his bushy beard.
Yeah.
It's kind of taking away some of the sound.
Can we check for head wounds? In case he's got a concussion?
You guess he may be lacking a few teeth.
Yeah.
And yes, there is a mixture of dwarves in there, so I'd say you have a slight better understanding than the rest of the group.
Okay.
Essentially, he's saying.
Can you now repeat everything you just said?
He said
10% more understanding.
Yes, he said essentially that the sheep have been ripped up and torn apart. He's put some of them in the barn. Come and have a look. Essentially.
That's like 100% more intelligible.
Yeah, that's essentially what you got.
You got the 10% Dwarvish, I got the 10% Dwarvish.
Okay. Much shorter.
I don't want to
to
sully the purity of Jack time, so I'm not going to like relay that. I'm just everyone here.
You're just more aware.
Everyone here.
Cool, let's go to the barn.
Yep.
Can we follow that guy, but like 20 foot behind that guy?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. So you
why?
follow him to the barn.
Just
When you get there,
safely.
you can see that the
Fantastic holy warrior hero, noble crusader of the faith of the eight.
you can see that
okay, no, that's
sheep
fine.
sheep carcasses have been piled up inside the barn. Some of them, it appears their throats have been bitten into. Others that have just been ripped apart. Just from the outset, you can see that there's bite marks and just general destruction.
Oh, there they are.
Oh god.
Oh, thank you for showing us what we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Alright, you want to move around, you go help yourself. Fine.
Oh, I understood that! I can speak dwarf.
And he just kind of stands by the door, just kind of big barn door.
How long ago did this occur?
He says 10 minutes, I swear. I'm just going to slap this guy. It's like, oh yes, it's that guy over there.
Oh, most
It's
of
the hairy
these
guy
guys,
standing over there kind of
they
I'm
were
going to
here
point
and
out
do.
Matt also speaks Dwarvish. So
Okay, so yeah.
They were here.
Side.
These were mostly they were taken apart 2 nights ago, and then more last night.
Anything?
I'm afraid the same might happen again.
Anything tonight yet?
Nothing tonight yet.
Where were they attacked?
Oh, in the field.
This, and I point at a field.
It's just the field, like it's just open grazing in front of you. Yeah.
Here's a thought. With Seth's ring of alertness, we have a magical
We put one on a sheet.
technique here to determine if someone in the party is in physical danger.
And we've got a bunch of sheep carcasses.
And we've got some sheep carcasses. You see where
Oh, I think I see exactly where I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Seth leaves.
Now, does anybody
Where's that
know,
bush going?
Does anybody know how to skin a sheep?
Every minute you move
Oh,
slightly. Recast the bush.
I'm going to cast sheep on myself and then tell
Oh,
someone
some wool,
tell him to
about
cast
it,
sabotage your
Oh,
sheep
no,
noises.
we'll take a skin if you don't mind, and I think we might be able to help you with your situation.
I appreciate it.
A skin, if you wouldn't mind.
Right,
One that's
Starts skinning
sort
a
of
sheep.
his size.
No, this is not how it's a
Starts
thing.
hacking up a sheep, just
No.
skinning off the wall
No.
and basically
This isn't game. No. He's saying.
Oh, and he just stops it.
No. Proceed. We will take the skin regardless. Now, Mr. Seth.
And he offers you the knife.
You want to do yourself?
Take the knife. But no.
No, I take the knife off of Seth. I give it back to the farmer.
I appreciate it.
Now, Seth, listen. You'll be perfectly safe. You'll have plenty of warning if there's anything happening, and we, of course, will come and intercede immediately if there's any threat. You'll be in no real danger.
I'm not putting on a sheep corpse.
No. A skin.
Can I not just minor illusion a sheep?
I don't know. Is he allowed to do that?
Yes, you could do that. It would be a static sheep, obviously.
But
I don't know,
hang
Mr.
on.
Seth.
If we-
But
Object.
wolves, I'm sure, have extremely acute senses of smell, and they would know immediately if you were to.
What if we put one of the dead sheep there and I minor illusion it to look like a real sheep?
With you adjacent to it, I think you would draw attention.
As much as I like the theatricality of this plan, I believe wolves have an acute sense of smell and can tell the difference between those that are alive and those that are dead.
Can we just run around and look for it?
I would rather it comes to us.
I did as well. Then you tried to put corpses on me.
Yes, well, we have to bait the trap.
And you'll be very warm. You won't get cold.
No.
Very, very warm here.
Oh, I'm...
Make an intimidation check.
No, that was just I'm speaking in his language.
Tell us about it. You just went.
I want to communicate.
19.
I think he wants to communicate.
I'm not sure about that one.
Neither are we.
Neither are we. No.
He says what?
no,
To
no.
chop up cheap.
Mr.
But I know. Actually, we are sure. He's a wrong one. We know.
Mr. Seth, now I think you need to, how do I put this politely, demonstrate your commitment to the cause at hand, which is helping other people. You have, in the last 48 hours, had something of a precarious position with regards to dungeons and magic items and the dark ways. This would go some way into, redeeming you. Mr. Seth.
I still think you're great. Turquoise tiefling just leans over. Just get over to you.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Can Fleeting try and persuade him? Can Fleeting try to persuade him?
It doesn't really work because you're players. You can try and persuade him, but well, he's not here.
It won't believe I'm a sheep. And I don't want to put a corpse on me.
Enough.
I want to clarify something. My point here is that if you're, I don't particularly mind whether or not the werewolf thinks you're a sheep. The point is to have you somewhere where the werewolf might attack, and then your ring of alertness.
One thing that could alert us is when it attacks a sheep screaming out death and going bah somewhere across the field. There's a lot of sheep Well, it says it's
But
going
that
to attack me.
But that would happen after the sheep has been attacked. The point here is to have advance warning before the sheep has been attacked.
If a sheep's been attacked, we can go and then attack it. There's a lot of sheep. It's not going to attack me.
I have a proposal to make. Maybe we should.
Get him!
Maybe we should make this a group vote situation. Majority rules. I vote. Mr. Seth puts on the carcass of a sheep.
Seconded.
Oh, Mr. Fleeting, you also have a vote. I would declare that motion passes.
I need to go with a new character. Seth leaves.
We'll keep you very safe. And the thing is the point is when it comes to get you, your thing will start pinging.
At that moment, you hear a roll of thunder outside. It seems the rains are on their way.
Now, it's about to start raining. If we put the sheep on you, then you'll be protected
From the
rain. You'll be warmer. You'll be more comfortable.
This is how this universe invents umbrellas.
As this discussion...
Well, products already exist. We know they're made of flesh.
As
Wool
this
is very
discussion
watery.
continues for several minutes,
Yeah.
as the sheep is hacked up, taking things out of the Manylands above the clouds and above into an entirely different plane. The gods are again admiring what's going on down below with much amusement. In fact, there's a few who seem to be rolling on the floor, literally, and much merriment ensues. One with a long beard who seems very sullen compared to the others gazes down at the action and rolls a dice.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey folks, this is fake dice in action.
This is
your
hashtag fake dice, guys. If you want to get in touch with suggestions for fake dice, just use the hashtag fake dice. Nice and easy, like that.
Hashtag we fucked.
And while Jack is checking his sheet, don't forget, Beholder's Gaze are giving us some dice for a giveaway, so
Yeah.
enter
you
that.
Win dice.
Beholder in the chat, and you might get some dice.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Actually, don't say Beholder yet, because currently I'm the only entry, and I'm winning. So
Yeah.
I want
So
to
say Beholder, and you could be like Seth.
There we go.
Without
Coming back to the action. I'll let you know what happens with that in a bit.
Look at that cool website.
Screw this, make a persuasion check
Cool
against
dice.
Okay. Okay. Oh, persuasion. Yep, it's gonna be it's persuasion. Okay.
Natural 20.
Well, I'm not doing
We need those
not
dice.
even double figures.
I'm not putting on the sheep corpse.
If you want to get wet and cold, then that's your lookout, I suppose.
I'm going to pull up my hood and walk outside.
Mr. Seth, what?
Can I see any werewolves?
You can make a perception check.
Can I just see a werewolf outside waiting
you
for us
trip
to
over a werewolf.
What was there, like
20.
tapping his watch, going
20.
seriously?
20.
Yeah.
Non-natural.
Non-natural. Okay, but still a 20. That's nice. Okay, so looking out, you can see the rain on the just starting to descend. Just seems to be over the forest. Seems to be moving this way. You're listening out. The winds have picked up. No werewolves. What you do hear is birdsong, and then a small robin perches on your shoulder and starts singing at you. Above the noise of this robin, you hear a distant scream.
Cool, I don't have time to be amazed by this robin that's landed on me. There's someone screaming in the distance. Wait, which direction?
With a 20, it seems to be coming from Hilberg.
Someone's screaming at Hilberg. We need to go now.
Okay, you tell us.
I also have a robin. I don't know what's
We don't
happened.
care, we're running.
As you all start running back towards the main gate.
I'll walk to try not to scare the robin.
Sure. Well, as the rest of you start running towards the gate,
Dogs fucking die. Robins
similarly,
must be protected at all costs.
it's quite strange actually. As you all start running across, first of all, Fleeting Look seems to have a swarm of crows that then perch onto his shoulder as he's running along. Leobrin Squirrel perches on your shoulder. For Brucon, a small bat hangs under your arm.
I don't
And
think you know how running works. What's happening?
This just seems these woodland creatures are just swarming down just as you go and just like perching next to you. And for Mala, a cat climbs up onto your head and curls up and perches on your head.
These things have some hella grasp for running people.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
It's just on there, just claws
Me
in.
grabbed by a squirrel.
I don't know.
As the party's like beating feet towards
Yeah.
Hilbert, Brucon kind of like shouts out, "Is everyone else becoming a sort of walking menagerie? Is that a thing that's happening to other
Is
people?"
opposite Scarecrow a thing? What's happening
Well,
here?
Fleeting holds out his arms and he just has crows all the way down his arms, and they're and he's just going, yeah.
Yeah,
Brucon
yeah.
goes, by the way, Fleeting, I know this one. It's called a murder of crows.
This pleases me.
Yeah, we carry on to the
runs
screaming.
the main gate.
Now that they're all coming over, I'm trying to just go rob it off.
Do you reckon we can send them against our enemies?
And
Shrek free.
you get to the gate. Otto is there above the parapet. Says, "Quickly! It sounds like it's coming from the market. Open the gates!" And swing open, you guys. It's a clear way through. Who is leading the party at this point? Marching order.
Yep.
Brucon.
Yep.
Make a strength saving throw.
Wages of sin. Right. Strength saving throw. 10.
10. As the gates swing open, you're bowled over by a large boxer hound, along with its owner. It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Quick! It's coming from the market. We must get out of here."
What's coming from the market?
She just runs off. This very scared-looking lady runs away with her dog in tow.
To the market.
Oh, helps Brucon up. Oh, indeed.
So, yeah, we carry on running.
Start pegging your way towards the market. Past, you can see there's a few traders who are trailing along with their caravans, running away. It seems that they were about to leave anyway, some of these, but they are just running at full pelt whilst dragging their wares past them. Others looking panic-stricken, running from the market square. They go, "It's a wolf! A wolf! A giant wolf has attacked someone!" Just running past you, and you're having to fan your way through this crowd of people.
It's because you stole his clothes.
In fact, I'm going to need you guys to either make athletics or acrobatics check or any other check that you think would be suitable for this scenario to try and get through this wave of people, or any other skill.
18 for Seth's acrobatics and 20 non-natural
Yeah, the
for
same.
Fleetings.
Fleet just powers his way through. You hop and skip your way over some of these caravans, over the crowd of people.
6.
6. The Oberon, you try to push your way through, and you're suddenly just pushed back by this swarm of people, and you're dragged back with them. You're now a good 60 feet behind the rest of your party. What did the rest of you roll?
12 acrobatics for Brucon.
Brucon, you try to nimbly get past the group. You instead try to go low underneath the caravans using your diminutive
low,
stature.
yeah.
Instead, you hit your head on one of them, which knocks you back as well. You go down onto your ass. You're now sort of 30 feet away from the Oberon. Malar?
15.
15. Yeah,
Athletics.
athletics. You push your way through the crowd. Using your height, you can see the easiest path and push through.
If I'm near the front with Fleeting
Yeah, and Malar.
and Mala, I'm going to be just
With your birds and whatnot on your
tiny
shoulders.
bit behind him, but paying a close attention to the ring to see if it does do what I think it does now.
Okay, so as soon as you run into the market square,
Did nothing for that Robin, though, did it?
Nothing for I've been surprised twice. Since
you
having this.
see in the centre of the market, there is a large figure, humanoid but feral-looking figure, hunched over another humanoid figure in the centre of the market square.
Just the lid.
At this point, yes, your ring goes,
Alert! Alert! Danger! Alert! Danger!
Alert!
The feral humanoid looks up, turns around. You see the large,
Drawback.
canine teeth, the bloodshot, crazed eyes, and the form of a werewolf immediately in front of you. And under the werewolf's form, prone on the ground. Hang on a minute.
3 years.
No, not him. He gives me cheap discounts and I can steal stuff from him.
Maybe it's the guy who conned us.
Oh, that's fine.
It appears to be a
Turin. Keenan,
a
sorry.
dwarf. It's a dwarf. You don't know who, but there's a dwarf.
No, it's not Otto.
It's a dwarf.
Can't
It appears
tell
not
the
to be
difference.
not in any armour. It appears to be in commoner clothes, in robes.
What, like cult robes?
Possibly yes.
Oh, that's fine.
Possibly yes. Everyone needs to roll initiative.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Fuck yeah!
oh God.
Nice.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Let's have.
And 11.
That'll do.
Guys, I think we're rolling high here. I got a 19.
Well, that being so
19.
far-
Oh, excellent! Woo. You can go first, because no modifier.
Yeah.
I'm a bit this way. I know how well it works statistically. She's definitely 7.
Hello.
Hey!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemen here, can I introduce you to Midge, our guest for today, and quite possibly for next week as well.
We'll see if I live that long.
If you live
Yeah.
that long, yes.
Hang on a minute.
For Drake in the
I'm-
chat, 3.
I like the implication there that it's not your character who might not survive, but you
Yes.
who might not make it.
Oh wow!
This is not normally a contact sport.
get your
He has a lot of armor.
First thing I need
Like
to...
Samurai Hagrid.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, that's now my character's name. I've made
Samurai
a
Hagrid.
a real error in not choosing that as my name.
So first thing, here's your dice for today, which is the
Thank
prize
you.
dice. Can you roll initiative, please?
Certainly, yes.
As for the rest of you, how are we doing? Did
We
anyone
did really
get?
fucking good.
Did
Yeah.
anyone get 20 and above?
26.
What? Did you roll a 20?
19.
19. Oh, because swashbuckler, crazy initiative.
Yeah.
Because
Alright.
rogue.
Buck Swashler.
Swashbuckler.
Buck swashler. Okay. Get that out. 26 for you. Where's my pencil? I just get so carried away.
Would you like to borrow a pen?
I've got another one. I've got a pen. I'll go with that. Okay, 26 for Seth. Anyone else? 25. Any 20 and above? Anyone else?
20 and above?
No.
I got a measly 6.
Okay, we'll get to that. It will come in time as the one.
Oh, nice to be christened.
That's it.
Okay, 20 to 15.
17.
17.
And 19.
19.
So he's going first.
Okay.
I'm going second.
Okay,
Drake says, good work, James.
17.
Thank you.
He did it all within the first, 20 sequons of us being in the
just-
game.
I
Just
didn't
instantly.
even have to roll initiative for
Just,
it.
Yeah.
just gank somehow.
Yeah, I quote, I stab all the sleeping dogs in the eye.
What did Fleeting get?
Hang on. It's 14.
14. Okay,
Yeah.
14
Yeah,
for
just brought
Fleeting.
him.
So
Marshall
there's
just brought you
him.
down. Real bad.
Oh, I actually took him out there.
Kill everything.
Got 6, didn't you, Image? So there you go.
Yes.
I got
There we
more
go.
than that.
He's
The
really
werewolf
likes
got
you now.
more than that.
It was
No, and
utterly
then-
bizarre watching this stream next door and hearing what was about to happen just before before it happened.
We're like, what?
Ringing the doorbell and then seeing Jack disappear from the screen and then appear at a door in front of me. It was so
is
bizarre.
time?
Yeah.
He's that fast.
Time and a space. So, okay, thanks for doing all those rolls. Let me pick some suitable accompaniment music, and typically my pencil was underneath my sheets the entire time. Okay. So, top of the round will be Seth. Let's position ourselves on the map. And Marshall, would you mind being the cameraman? So, the market square is there. So those of you who didn't roll well, which would be Brucon and Leobrin, you're off the map. Currently towards where I am.
Okay, so we've come back.
The rest of you. Okay, so
Could be worse. I'm
Midge,
quick,
your
you're
character will be
ranged.
coming from up that way off
Okay.
the screen, but not yet. Not from the map. The rest of you, you're coming from just on the edge here. And your fearsome foe.
Can't see what the camera's shooting at. Sometimes, hopefully, just
That's
here.
our fearsome foe.
That is your fearsome foe.
You've chosen that.
I've chosen a large Ewok.
It's wicked.
danger.
It's like you've not seen that Star Wars film. They are deadly.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a refusal to ask.
Yeah.
They eat people, right?
Top of the round to the.
I'm so glad I got that frame.
That's great. That's perfect. The
Single
wolf
evil.
just howls out into the night sky,
Yum yum.
and it seems that you can hear the distant screams. You hear the distant screams of the villagers as they are trying to push their way out of the main gate. Well, in a hurried and very scared fashion. Top of the round is Seth. What do you like to do?
Cool, so
Always.
unfortunately Seth doesn't know anything about werewolves, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's going to try and stab it with his rapier.
Good call.
Bonus action flash, sorry.
Make an attack roll.
I can't just assume bonus action use.
Yeah. So I don't
assume
know why I
bonus
still
action.
keep asking. I don't know why I keep asking. Like, how did you do that? Oh yeah, rogue. The answer is always goddamn rogues.
So that's a 24 on hit.
24 will hit, so roll for damage.
And I guess the sneak attack just because it's a day ending in a Y.
Because there's
Yeah.
no one else around me.
Yeah.
Plus 4, 15 damage.
15 damage.
So I've stabbed him with the rapier.
Just a normal rapier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. You sink your rapier in. It doesn't seem to do as. Doesn't seem to just.
It's just a normal.
I'm just.
Shame his rapier.
I'm just a. I'm just a shady DM, just coming in here with my cutting
I'm
comments.
liking this new side of the team. I'm liking this
Just gang up on me. That's fine. That's fine, guys. I can take it.
System on this side.
The game master can take it. Rogue can take it. Unfortunately, so you stab with your rapier.
Yep.
It doesn't even flinch when you stab it with it. You see it go in, and some blood does come out, but it doesn't seem to have done as much damage as you normally would do with your attack.
As I put it out, I'm sort of just hesitating. Okay, cool. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Now, obviously, you'll get a.
Nope.
Oh no, swashbuckler. One-on-one. Yeah, you.
Rogue.
That
I was
face.
already aware, but yeah.
So as I pull back, I'm like, guys, it didn't die.
And you're not used to dogs not dying when you stab them, and you've stabbed a lot of dogs. 3 today,
This is
actually.
like a dog you can't kill.
The dog god.
Next
He's
is
Houndsbane.
next
The
is
dog
Leobrin. You are
Seth's
60 feet from the edge of the map currently, as you've been pushed back by the crowd.
And I'll move 30 forwards, and then I will, from out of view, fire an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so it's going to have, I'd say, 3/4 cover from here because of the bodies in front of you, including the crowds that are coming through. So that adds to its armor class, but it's
5 to its AC.
exactly. So still carry on.
Negates. Okay, so it's just a straight
Come
roll.
on, nat 20.
Oh,
Well,
Close.
19 on the
19 plus
dice.
5
Nice.
minus 5, 19.
That'll do.
Wow.
That'll do. Roll for damage.
That'll
do.
do. Warlock. That'll do.
No.
Was that a 1?
It was a 1.
Oh
New
no.
dice!
We're
and
not
everything.
rolling for health. We're rolling for damage.
So that's 4 force damage.
It's a Leobrin special. It's like a hit, 1 damage.
Yeah.
An improbable trick shot.
4 damage.
4 force
Just
damage.
ricochet glances off an earlobe.
Because
Still.
of that very necessary agonizing blast thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I'm
do
never
half,
getting rid
but
of.
fortunately doesn't do half damage with the magic spell, so that's great. As opposed to a non-magic spell, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Seth. It seems to be taking damage normally.
Any bonus action for you at all?
No.
No.
Can you roll a fake die right now? Like Drake's suggestion.
Oh,
New one.
I will add that.
Yep.
Seth gets an 8d8 damage bonus against any canine as long as it's non-hostile and out of combat.
We find,
yeah, that's
we
very
find
you.
you a knife that is dog's bane. Canine bane. Like,
If you don't have inspiration already, I need to give you inspiration for murdering the dogs. That's very keeping with your
No.
character currently.
You know what it should be called?
Although I don't agree with it on a moral level, it is very safe to do so.
Most begrudging amount of inspiration you've ever had.
Take your inspiration.
I'm here to kick
think
ass and murder some dogs, and I'm all out of ass.
I think there's been one episode where I've gone, just take your inspiration. Just take it and leave. That's Leobrin. Malar, you're next.
bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon, nice.
Straight in front of it. I don't know, what's good for Festia? A maul? Or a bag of holding?
Probably a bag of holding, yes.
A bag of holding, and it's going to
Massive sack.
take a... Yeah, exactly. Massive sack.
Hit it with a
Festia's
massive sack.
He's going to take a swing at him.
Looks like he's got a couple of plums in there. Yep, go for it.
When you finish it, you just need to teabag him.
I mean, that's an 18 on the die, plus 3 is 21.
That will hit, yep.
That's gonna be 5 points of blood.
These nuts.
Is radiant damage?
What's his back?
Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon is force damage, I think.
Force damage.
We did on Saturday.
Yeah,
There you go.
before I died.
Before your character died, which we won't talk about because nobody's gonna know what we're talking
Because
about.
some of us have fucking survivors. Guild.
Anyway, we don't play other games apart from this one. Next on is Brucon.
Indeed. How far away?
Oh,
from
sorry, that was a bonus action, wasn't it?
Bonus
Spiritual
action.
weapon. Sorry, you have an action. I'm so sorry.
Oh, can I cast a cantrip?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cantrip. Yeah.
I'm not going to cast Toll the Dead.
Yeah.
So wisdom save.
Yes, please.
I'm used to this by now. DC 13 rolled 14 on the dice.
Doesn't work.
Okay, so rendered. That's redundant. Sorry about that. Brucon, your turn. Unless you'd like to.
Render undered.
Yes.
How far away is Brucon from the action? You're saying he was 30 feet
So you're
from
30 feet from the edge of
other.
the map. So you were 30 feet ahead of him. So you're 30. So now you're level with him. You're 30 feet to the edge of the map.
Right, okay. So that means Brucon can go hoot, and be on the map.
Yes.
With his 35 feet of movement.
Got off that monkeyness.
Quick scan around. Any torches visible?
I'll say as a free action you can look around, and there's a couple of caravans left, trading caravans left, which have torches attached to them. It seems they're about to leave and they're lit, but they've run off with them.
Right.
So they've run off and left the
Yeah.
caravan.
Brucon would like to run over and grab one.
Yep.
Or
no problem
go
at
in
all.
their direction. So
So,
where am I looking?
so there's one here.
Here, okay. So Brucon will dash and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and grab it.
Grab onto that torch. Yep, cool. Anything else you want to do?
That's it for
That's it.
Brucon's movement.
Okie dokie.
Turn.
Fleeting look.
Cool. So, sorry, let me just check.
Who is not
this
here?
quick. One sec.
Well, he's checking.
I would
Go
say
check
I
out
will.
the
I
Hunter's
was.
Gate.
No, he's going to
Thank you for that, DK.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's on like 10 HP, isn't it?
Yes.
He's gonna kill me. No, not gonna do that.
He probably would bonus action Hunter's Mark, but that's up to you.
Did he roll hit dice when we short rested? We can work that out later.
Yeah, I didn't short rest for him because I was.
He was taking the watch, so he didn't
Oh,
short
it's fine.
rest.
Oh yeah. He's gonna throw a javelin.
Okie dokie. Make an attack roll with the javelin.
12.
12 is exactly what he needed. That hits.
You could.
6, so 7.
So 3 points of damage, because it's a non-magical javelin. Just sinks into the wolf, and he again just kind of growls towards Fleeting and just snaps it in his claw.
Now, you could have popped a divine
Staring
strike, but that
him
would have
down.
been deeply out of character
Can't for a ranged attack.
for Fleet. Can you? Oh, right, okay.
Melee weapons only.
He has got a bonus
That would
action.
make more
5,
sense.
10, 15, 20. There we go.
He has got a bonus
Aw.
action.
He's not using it.
That is the
Okay.
place he would hang out.
It's like Hunter's Mark. I played Rangers, do Hunter's Mark. It's great. Anyway, next is the wolf himself. So to decide who he's going to go for, he's going to go for those who've caused him damage. So it's going to be between the 3 of you within range. Okay, 3. He goes immediately towards Seth, being the closest. Runs straight at you and goes to bite you. Does a 18 hit.
Yes.
Okay, you need to make a Constitution saving throw. And you also take 7 points of piercing damage.
16.
16, you're fine. Second attack, he's then going to try and slash at you with his claws.
Cool. Did I take damage from that con save?
Sorry, you took 8 points of damage, slashing damage. 7 points of slashing damage, sorry. Piercing damage. Oh, and then a natural 20 on his claw attack.
Stop critting me.
I'm so sorry.
You're not.
You take 3, 5, 8,
No, it's delicious when the players.
11. You take 13 points of slashing damage.
I'm on 1.
as it just tears into your flesh, and your new studded armour seems to have done nothing to prevent this attack as it rips into you.
Money well
You're
spent.
now like encouraging Seth to like resent his own armour, his own gear. Just like, you did nothing.
You did nothing! He's going to use the last of his movement to move within melee range of Fleeting Look as well. So he's going to move 5 more
Okay, so it goes to there.
to there. Yeah, I think that's all of his movement to get
Lucky
there.
you're next to the paladin with lay on hands, right?
And immune to disease, but the wolf doesn't know that. Okay, at the let's pause the music a second. So, Howland Cragmere, at the you have been placed on guard of the carriage of House Bronn, which has been stationed outside of the council chamber as Lord Gant Bronn, the third born of the house, has been meeting with the councillor.
Mm-hmm.
You've been placed on guard duty with your daughter Lainey, who's alongside you, and you've heard these screams coming from below. What would you like to do? First of all, can you describe your character to us?
Yeah, sure. So Howland Cragmere is a 40-year-old sort of defender of the realm, salt and pepper hair, a bit of stubble, and decked head to toe in heavy armour. His house shield on his arm, bearing his livery, and just a sort of seasoned fighter, long in tooth, not as long in tooth as the werewolf. Just in case there's any confusion.
Massive fucking fangs.
Massive underbite. No. He's a shield of Bronn of House Bronn. His mother was a walrus. He's a shield of Bronn, sort of honor guard, elite guards for their house, and is accompanied by his daughter. I was going to say daughter in training, but she's not training to be his daughter. She's training to be another shield of Bronn.
One day you might be my daughter.
It'll feel very, very good.
Must pass your probation.
That's it. Be more disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, adoption is a funny thing in the Crow Flies. We won't talk about that anyway.
That's a lower dump for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's accompanying me on this sort of escort mission. So at this point, I'm going to say to Lainey, or Howland's going to say to Lainey, Lainey, secure our Lord's premises. Make sure that nothing passes these gates.
But Father, don't you want me to come with you?
Lainey, listen to me very closely. You're a challenge rating 1/8. I can't afford to lose you in the first 5 minutes of battle.
Let's be honest, you'd just be a speed bump to this thing. It's not worth it.
All right, Father, be careful.
Thank you, Lainey.
You're only a challenge rating 1 yourself.
You don't need to tell me that.
Fuck you for the
I don't know what this means. Bronn have a strange way of talking which you haven't witnessed yet.
They have a long history of metaphysics and understanding.
Very fast.
I'm picturing you literally talking to like a 7-year-old.
Oh no,
She's like,
we
I've
should
got
clarify.
this.
She's did I say like
13, I think you said.
yeah, similar like a Ned Arya kind of
Yeah.
vibe
definitely
going
that
on
vibe.
there.
And she also has a shield, I think.
She has a shield as well. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna just run forwards, and I'm gonna slam on the shield with my sword, trying to distract the werewolf and gain its attention.
Okay.
Are these steps or anything?
So there are steps either side.
So
In the
it's
centre is the basin or the fountain, which
Okay.
it's a sharp drop down, like 60 odd feet. So you
Well,
probably wouldn't want to
in
run
my
off the
in my
edge.
younger days, I might have vaulted that, but yeah, I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Those
That's
are
a
the
banister.
You can jump that.
Yep, 30.
First check of Howland Cragmere. Make an acrobatics check, please.
Oh,
Just to get over a banister.
Please, natural one.
Oh. That is acrobatics, was it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a 9.
You stumble.
I slide.
You fumble. You stumble, but you manage to keep your footing. You mustn't crumble.
we now just zoom in on the magic weapon?
It's not yet currently. It's not like Neris's first roll, which was a natural one, so that's good. You're fine. Yep. You're
I am not
clear.
getting pissed on in the first session. I am.
He's watched.
Genuinely.
I've watched.
Okay, so that's your movement, and then you said you want to bang on your shield. And
Yeah,
cause a
I just
bit
want
of
to sort of
noise.
slam on the house shield and try and gain the ire of this werewolf.
So is this a battle master thing you're doing, or is this just a
Not-
performance check to make
Not
make
really.
noise?
Yeah, it's more just like a distraction.
Cool. Make a performance check. Cool. See how loud you can bang the drum, as it were.
It's 14.
14. Not sure yet if it's had an effect because you don't have a direct sight line on it just due to the caravans around it, but the rest of you do hear this clang of metal on metal coming from further beyond by the fountain. You can deduce it's to your right, Seth. Great, that's your turn. So top of the round.
Damn, bro.
Top of the round, Seth.
So I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, and I'm going to step back 5, 10, and I'm going to take out my alchemist fire. And
Yes.
I'm going to throw my alchemist fire at him because
Good
I'm pretty sure my
call.
weapons didn't hurt him before.
Yeah. Didn't hurt them that much. It did some damage, but not as much as you
That do
anticipated.
area
The
damage.
hollow point bullets.
I think it does, yes.
Yeah.
What's that?
Does area damage?
No?
No?
No, it just hurts him. It's continuous.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not like an explosion. It basically he keeps taking fire damage until he uses an action to put it out. It's 1d4.
I thought that as a player assumption. The DM goes, you throw it, it explodes.
No, well, I did consider, I was like, I've got inspiration. In case I get a 1, it could hit fleeting. Then I thought, if it gets a 1, it can hit fleeting.
But really, when you think
Like,
about it,
not
it's a
worth it.
win-win.
We miss you, Dan.
Oh, okay, that's not a 1,
Oh, shit.
but it's
13.
It's a crooked one.
13, yeah, that'll hit him. So roll for damage.
I was like, shit, I just thrown it.
yeah.
I don't think he actually takes damage when I throw it at him. It takes a d4 at fire damage at the start of each of his turns. So it hits him and it sort of like goes into flames around him.
Mhm.
But
I think it does on a hit, takes the d4 as well. I'm going to say you can do
I'm
that.
sorry, have you given this thing with claws fire damage now?
I've given him 4.
4, so you do 4 fire damage, and so basically his fur is currently ablaze. So smash! Lights up like a Christmas
Is it with the
tree.
Willy Pete?
Yeah, so he needs to make a dexterity check to extinguish the flames.
Okay.
DC 10.
No problem at all. Leobrin, it's your turn. You now have a fiery beacon of wolf.
A hot dog, you might
Yes, thank you. I took psychic damage.
I carry on moving away, sorry.
I run the final 30 feet to join everyone on the map.
On a hit, target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns.
Okay, well, I'll say you did that in advance then. Thank you for clarifying.
No worries.
And then I cast a spell on our flaming doggo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think I might know what's the
I
spell.
cast Hold Person.
Yeah, well, it is a humanoid, so that works. Yeah.
Yeah. Suck it, werewolf. And needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. On it.
Who's a dispel?
I rolled a 15 on the dice, so that is 15.
Shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
It feels the effects. It shakes off, just ruffles its fur. It seems to shake off some kind of spell
Humanoid,
effect
I
that was
presume is the stipulation. Yeah.
emanating around him momentarily. Maloth.
Stay.
Okay.
Heal!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Spiritual weapon being moved with bonus action, yeah.
Actually, can I move it to there? Would that... Question.
You still can
Does
hit.
spiritual weapon get advantage if he's on the other side of it?
I'm going to say that no spiritual weapons don't get flanking.
Then I'm going to move it to there. I'm going to make an attack.
Nice.
That's going to be 9. So that
Misses, unfortunately.
And then I'm going to move to protectively defend the Oberyn. So,
I'm gonna move the camera because it's just.
Get in on the action.
that's my turn.
Okay. Then Brucon.
Yep. Want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. No, let's not get nuts. That's ridiculous. This thing would fillet Brucon if he just piled in there. On the other hand, a turn spent not attacking is a turn spent not administering any damage. Is the torch that Brucon's acquired from the cart actually lit?
Yes. It's a lit torch.
Okay, right, might as well start spending these key points then.
Ooh, oh, wait a minute. Tell us what you're going to do.
So Brucon is going to use Step of the Wind,
Okay.
which causes him to become a goblin.
Oh.
Explain. Sorry.
Yeah. Brucon,
I'm getting a keychain.
Brucon, nice. Brucon moves as if like ice skates, basically, across the cobbles. Just this kind of like unbelievably nimble sort of dash, and that allows him to dash as a bonus action.
Nice,
So
yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh yeah.
And then he's going to wave the torch he's going to try and
Hit him with the torch?
yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So this would be an attack. Essentially, it's an improvised weapon, so you don't get your proficiency bonus with it. But yeah, you can still roll to hit.
Okay.
It's essentially a club, so it would do a D4.
I would also
fire
get
damage.
advantage
Yes, because of flanking. Yes, you would.
on
Yeah.
the flanking.
So you get advantage, no proficiency bonus to add on to
No,
it.
no.
So it's just your strength.
Just strength, yeah. Okay, so this is just plus 2. So that's a 17.
Still hits. Yep.
Yeah.
So roll a D4 for bludgeoning damage,
Yeah.
and then roll another D4 for fire damage.
Cool. So we'll say the red one is the fire damage.
I like that.
So
Colour
that's 2 fire damage, 4 bludgeoning damage, so 4 damage.
Yeah, 4 damage in total because that will be reduced to half on the bludgeoning, but not on fire. 4 damage to the wolf. Again, so you've put it more on fire. It's already on fire, but you added more fire
Yeah.
to the flames. Brilliant.
Burn, motherfucker.
Fleeting look.
Cool. So he can't use his hammer's thunderous smite because that's hammer's
Thunder wave.
because that's an air effect, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll
He'd have
hit
to,
Brucon as
yeah,
well.
he'd have to manoeuvre quite a bit to get. He could move around so that he could then angle it away from Brucon, because how Thunder Wave obviously works, you can do it that
But
cube.
he take a attack of opportunity.
No.
No, you could move there
Oh, is it?
and
Wait,
there,
it's
and
15 foot.
you can move there. It's a 15-foot cube, so you could go like that, and it
If
wouldn't
we
touch
keep
him.
from where he is now,
That
way.
also, or that way, wouldn't hit him. So you can do that. Remember, because you've used Thunder Wave before on other characters, and you can just position it anywhere as long as it's adjacent to
Okay.
your
a cube
square.
touching your square.
Oh, gotta love geometry.
Okay, no. So bonus action. He's going to use.
That's what the game's got
So-
maths in it.
Bonus action. He's going to use thunderous smite.
Okay,
So he's got that
pumping that into there.
on him. So he's going to attack it with the hammer.
Okay. Oh, I see Thunderous Smite rather than Thunder Wave.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
But you'd have advantage.
Yeah, because of flanking, yeah.
Didn't help much. So that's 8. So that did help. Got 1 extra. So that'd be 13.
13 hits.
12. Sorry, 12.
12 hits, that's exactly what you
So
needed.
it did
So
help.
it's-
It made him hit.
Yeah, literally made it. So he's going to use that, and then on his hit, he's also going to use a level 1 spell slot for Divine Smite.
Yeah.
Where's he moved?
Oh, but I just thought because it's Thunderous Smite, which would just push him immediately backwards, so I thought if you move and then you went hit
Yeah,
Bruce.
yeah.
Don't hit me in
Oh.
the face with a flaming werewolf, please.
okay. Right, well, this could hit you if he
Okay,
succeeds,
fine.
because flanking had to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
he has to make a. Is it a con saving throw for Thunderous Smite?
strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw, right.
And I just put fleeting stats.
14. 16.
That's passed.
Pretty sure that's a pass.
16, that's a pass. Yep.
So he doesn't move, so that's good for you.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
get a
I think
flaming
the-
werewolf
I
on
think
you.
the DC would have been 9.
Okay.
No, you get proficiency, so it would have been 11.
Okay.
Okay.
So you faced the werewolf.
And then it's just the damage.
And for fleeting's weapons,
What do you need?
I need a D10.
Put my d10s away.
Here's
I
have a
got you,
D10.
I got you, Brian.
Thank you.
Got it. He's using a DM D10. Be careful. It's powerful.
Okay, so he does 7,
So that is,
9, 10,
So you rolled a 40 there.
4, 10, 20.
You're right, the DM dice is
Oh,
powerful.
it's powerful.
26,
It explains
he
a
does
lot.
28 damage.
28 damage with the hammer, isn't it? The
hammer.
magical hammer.
Paladins.
Yeah.
Pain train with no brakes.
Okay, nice.
So he's done 28 damage with that, and doesn't want to take a reaction hit, so he's
Gonna stay there.
Save him. When he dies, don't let him kill me.
Yeah, okay, with
That was
that,
damn
then,
good,
with a heck of a lot of damage, it's now the wolf's turn, and that was a lot of damage, so yeah, he's gunning for fleeting.
Oh, that's the beginning of his turn.
Yeah.
He's got to take the fire damage. You're quite right.
Oh no, yeah, but
But we just did it. We've done it already because we rolled in advance. Because I got it wrong.
Okay.
I was being nice, but actually
Does
the
he want to
rules
spend
are.
his
So.
action putting out the fire?
No, he doesn't. He's going to go and attack Fleeting Look. So does a 19 hit.
So a 19 will hit him.
Yep.
He's also going to use his reaction to use his Hellish Rebuke.
Yep.
Is that after he takes damage, or if he gets?
Point finger at the creature that damaged you is momentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he takes damage first.
So
Okay.
if he goes unconscious.
Yeah.
Joy's been murmuring it on the floor.
yeah.
He takes 4 points of piercing damage,
So he's still up from that first hit, but from that
but
first hit.
and then a point of fire damage as
Yep,
well.
so he's still up from that first
Yep.
hit.
So he's down to
so he's
5,
going to use
I
Hellish
think.
Rebuke, and his one is cast at level 2 because that's his racial ability. So that's 3d10 fire damage.
Ooh.
Can I borrow some d10s?
Yep. Here you go.
Let's see.
Next time, Graham, you'll get that cute.
So
Just
that's
gonna-
a 9? That's a 9.
9.
8,
So 8.
9, so 19
How
fire
come
damage.
how come my D10 rolls well for you?
It's just
Because it's not you.
the unspeakable things he's done
Yeah.
for Gamblor
So
that
that's
the
19
RNGs has
fire
got.
damage from his racial Hellish Rebuke.
I see. Yeah. And it roars out as more is engulfed in more flame. This wolf just howls at the moon, lashing out. He's still on fire, and he goes to make his second attack against Fleeting Look. He's looking pretty ropey and pretty singed and mangy. That's a 2 on the dice,
And that misses.
so that misses.
He's still up.
That's the end of his turn. So
That would be so proud.
now it's Howland.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna dash because I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. Just taking his time getting over that banister, I think. Yeah. So
10, 15,
dash me in there.
25, 30.
Yeah, and then another 30.
Yeah.
5, 10,
YOLO.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah. That's
Bonus action.
that's yeah.
Oh, imagine.
If he goes down in the next round, Howland's gonna be rather surplus to requirement, I believe.
Oh no!
Any bonus
He's
action?
still going to go there and go, that's how.
I don't think I've got anything that's gonna work. I could use an action surge.
Yeah, you can.
How about that?
Yes, you could.
Yeah, let's get this party started. Yeah, action surge. Yeah, straight at this thing.
But if you use it to move in, you won't be able to attack.
Oh, that's true.
Because you use an action to dash, so which got you to there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you could attack if you have a javelin.
I've got a hand axe.
Hand axe, yeah.
Hand axe,
Action
yeah.
surge and
That
do
can
that.
work.
Yep.
Rightio. That is a 23.
23 hits, roll for damage.
5 slashing.
5 slashing damage.
He just
Beds a hand axe.
roars
into-
at
Oh,
Alvate!
It's not a magical hand axe, sorry, so it doesn't do as much as you think. But it doesn't do as much as you think, but it's embedded
It's
in it.
still
and
an axe.
It's still, you hit your target, so you're pretty happy with that.
You get the points because you contributed.
Thank you,
Get the
thank
stat.
you.
End of your turn. So as the hand axe sinks into the
Freaking
to
fly
the
words.
werewolf, howls again louder this time at the moon. It curdles the blood of those of you immediately around. And Seth,
So
you
is that
see.
like a Constitution saving throw?
No,
Oh, my
not-
blood's curdled.
Oh, is it?
My blood! My blood!
It's gone off. It's been in the fridge too long.
No, not a Constitution saving. It would be a Wisdom saving throw
Yeah.
for yourself and for Fleeting,
Yeah.
who are within 5 feet.
11.
11 is failed. You're currently frightened.
18.
18 succeeds. He's fine.
16
Paladins,
actually.
16 is fine as well.
Sorry.
Yep, no problem with that.
I forgot that he's got negatives.
But Seth, you look to your left and you see charging across from the bridge, just out of sight of the map, 2 wolves charging towards you.
Wolves?
Normal wolves. Yeah, they're off the map. They charge into. They get to you.
Okay. Alert! Alert!
Yeah, so it's already been. It's been going because of the other
it's-
thing.
You've been in
It's been
danger.
going
this-
continuously.
You've been in
because
danger
of
this
the,
whole goddamn
Yeah,
time.
because of
No,
the
no, with
werewolf.
this feature, am I able to hide from stuff still?
It goes off. It goes off if you're within sight of. If you can see enemies, it'll go off. That's the problem.
Amazing.
It's a cursed
rogue
item.
that can never hide.
It's a cursed item. Anyway,
This is genuinely great.
Anyway,
He's over here. He's over here. He's
So
over
are they
here.
literally running into
Danger! Alert! Danger!
like,
Alert!
Even with the passive
Victim,
perception
victim.
thing, can I not see them come in at me?
No, you see them just as they get to you.
It's an
yes, they
Asbo
will
ankle
attack.
bracelet.
Are they attacking me?
No, you hear,
Rachel! Adadaji!
Are they
Danger!
Are they attacking me straight away?
yes, they are.
Well,
So you know how you were being
I'm on-
super smug about your
I'm on-
rogue bullshit
I'm on 1 HP.
less than an hour ago?
Apparently my ring of alertness doesn't alert you to wolves running at
It
you.
did.
for
It was
50
going off the
It's
whole
been
goddamn
going
time.
off continuously the whole
We've
time.
been in
It
danger
doesn't
this
just stop.
entire encounter because this.
Is there a snooze for it?
No. Snooze button. Does a well? I'm going to guess that a 20 hits.
Yeah, I'm down.
So you are so you are knocked unconscious.
How down? Oh shit. Brown cow.
As the second one then goes to attack you, it's obviously got advantage anyway, and you're down. Oh, that's not very good. 9, 13.
It doesn't matter, I'm down.
No, but your armor class.
13 misses.
Yeah, so it tries to bite and it can't get through. It can't get through your studded armor.
Good. You
Your
would have had 2 auto fails.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the second
It
wolf
does matter.
tries to
The
chow
question
down on you,
is
but your
how-
studded leather armor is too thick and too strong, and it just can't get its teeth through
You're
it.
not in a good place right now.
So
but
that's
you're not
why
in
that's
the
why
worst
it's
place.
important. Your armor class is important. You, Howland, would also hear as these wolves come in, and although your sight isn't particularly great, not having dark vision, you are aware that they're there, and you're aware that the elf there has also fallen down.
Right.
Okay, Seth, it's your turn. You can make a death saving throw.
Hey, it's
12, 1 pass. Leobrin, it's your turn.
Yes. I see Mr. Rukon looking scared from a howl. I
Yes,
assume.
yes, you do. You do see him looking panicked.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. Ow.
Yeah,
That's it.
his
You can move
his
where the
man
spiritual
bun top
weapon is,
knot
that's not a
thing
problem.
is trying to escape as the hairs on the back of his neck go up.
I don't want to go next to the werewolf. I want to go next to Brukon.
Oh, I see.
And I reach out, and I touch him, and I cast resistance.
Hey!
Sweet.
It gives you a d4 on the saving throw.
Yes. Saving
Okay.
throw plus d4.
Great. So it's now Malar's turn.
I say some things. Oh my god, sorry. I want to use the component for this just because this is hilarious. I reach out with a miniature cloak.
Hey!
And I put the miniature cloak on Brukon.
Oh my god, on the top knot.
Yeah.
Brucon's top
like
knot
a
now
little
has a
wimple.
tiny cloak.
It's got a little like
Is that
hair clip.
genuinely the
Components.
the
Verbal,
wimple of
somatics,
resistance?
miniature
Cloak. Oh my god.
I feel
Cloak
like
of resistance. A tiny.
as a free action, can he take it off like a doll?
He just
Wait,
whacks
my
it,
man.
Yeah.
whacks it into the
I
man.
just
Reach
picture he
into
goes
my-
to combat. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
It is fair play.
Onto some, I yell some silver and I wave my hand and I clip a tiny cloak onto Brucon's top knot.
Malar, it's your turn. Witnessing. Witness this. Witness this.
Always time to accessorize D&D.
We may be in a bit of a fight, but just thought I could spruce you up a little
So
bit.
glad I took
Malar,
this
what would you like to do?
I ignore.
Was
I
that
see
the one
that,
you took from the
and I'm
toad?
like, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Mr. Seth, somebody needs to help Mr. Seth. And I shout above
changed
the
my
din,
mind. I was gonna-
healing word. I'm going to give you
Support
a
that's
whopping.
I've got no combat.
Right. That's 7 points of healing.
Okay, so Howland, so you knew there was a problem because you heard these wolves and then the alert just cut out and stopped.
Right.
And then suddenly, alert! Alert! Danger! Alert!
So it was a
Help
diabolically
me! Help me!
diabolically awful film. One of the things that made Jurassic Park 3 terrible was all the unintended comedy, like the phone that keeps on going off and announcing the arrival of the giant, terrifying dinosaur, and we seem to have a broadly similar.
Yeah, that is very similar. I'll give you that.
Also,
So Brukon, it's your turn.
yeah, it is.
So either you would run away, or you can try and repel the saving with the saving throw. So make the saving throw.
well, let's make that. Let's attempt to make that goddamn saving throw, shall we? With the D4 booster.
Yep.
Okay, wisdom.
Make the wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, that's a natural one on the dice.
son of a-
It's a natural one.
Plus a 4, so that's 5. Plus what's your wisdom modifier? 'Cause you're a-
3, so it'll be 8.
8, unfortunately. No. You now need to run away.
The stipulation is I've got to move away from the werewolf.
Is it just frightened, or is it actually the runaway frightened?
It's
the condition of frightened.
Yes.
Well, it's
So
you have to use your action to move away.
Let me put it this
That's
way.
fear. Frightened, you don't have to run away.
Okay, with this it's frightened, so yeah, don't have to run
stay.
away.
You have disadvantage on
your
attacks
Right.
against it, but you can
My
stay
question
and
is it legit for Brucon to go over and take on the wolves?
You're not scared of the wolves, you're just
Exactly.
scared of the
Yeah,
werewolves, so yes, legitimately.
Brucon, I'm going to go ahead and say that Brucon is the kind of guy who conquers his fear by victimising something less terrifying.
He's just a classic bully.
Well, no, but-
you're going to have disadvantage on attacks against the wolves as well.
Because you're still under the frightened
still
condition.
frightened.
Sorry.
Right, so that's
sorry.
sorry, I'd have disadvantage if there was a
Marshall Peter,
melon.
everybody.
If there was for some reason a melon that Brucon was trying to take things out.
While it's within line of sight, it's behind the thing.
Yeah.
Go behind the thing.
Sweet. Okay,
Yes.
so Brucon is going to.
Yeah, there is a caravan in the way which block line of sight. One, this did have a load of potions, and you nicked something from there. That particular one.
Behind the
Stay alive,
caravan,
I'll
you
pay attention
are
to that.
normal again.
Brucon is going to disengage as his action, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then as a bonus action, he's going to use another.
Well, which one this time?
This time it's patient defense. Actually, no, he's not. No, he's not. Sorry. Sorry. I just went. Hang on a minute. I've got one less hit point than my maximum. I don't need to be super cautious.
Don't need to patiently defend.
So no. Brucon's just gonna.
Do you get 7
pitch
HP from the healing word?
Yes.
Do you want to pop yourself up?
It hasn't been my turn.
It doesn't stand up.
of course.
Yeah. So no, that's
Can't
Brucon.
stand up.
You take disengage or dodge.
Come on, it's half movement, mate.
Disengage.
Okay.
No, yeah, no, he's
Do you
disengage.
get the action to dodge or?
No,
action is
literally just.
Oh, yeah, of course, to
disengage
get away from the
and then
werewolf,
move,
yeah.
and that's Brucon for this turn.
No gong today. Never mind.
Hang on.
Right,
This round.
fleeting. For this
Wait
round,
6
yes.
seconds and we'll see where we end
I
up.
can't wait 6 seconds.
Oh my god.
It feels like half an hour.
In real life. It's like every 6 seconds you just hear dong,
Okay, so
dong.
the
Welcome to the
werewolf,
monastery.
Has it taken a reaction attack on anyone yet?
Well, so the one.
Yeah, has it reaction attack?
It hasn't used its reaction yet.
I
Everybody.
was going to fix the
Because
code
it was
and Thunder Wave
hosted
here.
Then when the clock went red,
Thunder
it
Wave
went
there.
half.
Yeah, but
Instead of a usual
area
different
elements
area
get them both
times,
because it does a bit of
gong.
damage.
And everyone's reaction was, can we have the gong?
Cool, yeah, he's going to Thunder Wave it.
Do it.
Yes, as it should be.
Yeah, just going for the straight out Thunder Wave.
That's a con save or strength save?
Thunder Wave is a con.
Thunder Wave,
I'm regretting the decision to take.
Constitution save.
I rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
So he takes
So that would be-
2d8.
There is one direction where you can hit me with this. I'm assuming he's not.
What?
There is one way he can hit me with this. I'm assuming he's not doing that.
I'm assuming that too. That you're not hitting Leobrin with the Thunder Wave. He's not going to be in there, is he? No, good. That's always good.
Fleeting likes me.
Nice, everyone.
Maybe too much.
He just
7 damage, and he's pushed 10 feet away.
Describe to us how Fleeting Look destroys the werewolf.
So he looks over to the side and he sees Seth down. He goes, Seth? Buddy!
Yes!
And he hits the hammer straight down on top of the werewolf's head.
Which kind of caves in, but the Thunder Wave also pushes it flying. 10
As
feet
he
back
hits
as well.
down right on top of his head, he just needs to go, I need to pick up a hammer.
And you Fleeting sees as the body's pushed away from him during this thunderous energy from his hammer. It starts to transform into the caved-in head of a shaggy-looking person, completely naked, that just collapses down, very hairy.
Witnessing this, am
Dirty.
I able to throw some healing at him?
You can do on your. You could do on your turn, but he has a caved-in skull.
Okay. How good is healing words? Brings you back to life. Not out of the vegetative state.
He'll never sing opera again.
Just
Oh.
out.
So Howland, it is your turn.
Alrighty. So the werewolf's out of commission.
He's out. He's done.
Great.
He's just going to move.
The werewolf is now in a humanoid form.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't put him.
You're about to have.
You can swap the werewolf for this man if you'd like.
Ah, the Ewok's gone.
Yeah. Why is the Ewok bigger than an ordinary Lego person?
It's because of the head.
all the
We
head.
won't get into that. Anyway, sorry, Howland. Let's not talk about Lego. We've got more important things.
So Howland sees the werewolf in its snazzy school uniform.
I should say it is bollock naked.
He's got a terrible.
Very
skin condition.
hairy, bollock naked.
And
No
we'll
shoes.
Turn. So this is a little caravan.
Hang
right?
on. Is bollock naked, and then you had to clarify that he wasn't wearing shoes, as if to you the phrase bollock naked does not imply not wearing shoes.
There is a reason.
Pair of slip-ons.
I mean, I feel naked without my shoes, but no, there's a genuine reason for that. But you can, if you were paying attention last episode, you might understand why I said that.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Can Howland get close enough by stepping over Seth?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
It would be double movement to get over Seth, but I'd
Okay.
say you could go round
I
him
think I
as
can
well.
still make it.
You can still make it,
Yeah. So 5, 10, 15.
I still take up a 5-foot square, so I am on that square.
Oh, you're on that
So,
square.
yeah, so
Okay.
I'm just going to stand
So
myself
you're in
up
melee
solely
range of
for
both of them.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
second
no problem.
But I'm still down.
Yeah.
And then
Chop his head off.
Lie down
because
inside
I
the stall.
can, gonna do a goading attack.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Um,
Battle Master.
Yeah. So I need to roll to hit first, of course.
Oh,
get it back?
like a close-up. A close-up,
As
please.
a grand 8 for that.
8 on the attack roll.
Mm.
It's against a wolf, though. No.
I don't think
Sorry,
it's
no,
gonna-
that misses.
Sub 10 AC.
So wait, do you
Yeah.
actually don't you add your D?
I was going to say, if you're doing a battle master,
Just the damage. So
Ah,
D8
yeah,
damage.
Just for the damage.
Depend on-
Okay.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you miss with that attack. Do you have a bonus action you'd like to use?
Ooh, possibly. Like a large sound. So if I shove one of these wolves, presumably this is a cliff edge and they just die and fall to their deaths.
No.
No,
Unfortunately,
okay.
no.
So if I take the attack
Hilberg,
action,
the town, is located on a rotating plate with spikes like Flash Gordon.
if I take the attack action on my turn, I can then use a bonus action to try to shove. Yeah, try
Yeah,
to shove
so
a creature
just
with
shove the shit with your shield,
shield,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Shove it.
So that's just a strength check, right?
Shove attack is
Dex
essentially
confirms.
it's an athletics check
it's
contested against his athletics or her athletics or its athletics
Okay, well I have quite a few
or
points.
acrobatics, whichever's better.
It's another 3.
With his
So
scattered
that's
salt
an
and
8
pepper,
overall.
hair and
So it's going to
beard.
go for acrobatics. Okay, yes, 17.
And salt
Yeah.
and pepper.
So at 16, it nimbly dodges out of the way. You go with the shield. You're like, so you try to hack at this wolf. That nimbly dodges out of the way, and like try to hit it with your shield. Again, it moves out of the way. They're a lot faster than the wolves and the crowflies.
They
It's
are.
weird.
Yeah.
That'll be your turn, but and it's now their turn, and they're going to have to take a morale check because their leader has just been vanquished, and they're being bored down. Okay, one of them, the one in next to Brucon, is going to disengage and try and flee. The one that you've been attacking is not intimidated by your sword play. No offense. It is going to try and attack you,
Okay.
but it doesn't have advantage because the other one has already moved away.
Right, so this
it's
one is-
disengaged and it's moving 30 feet straight back.
Straight back. Okay, so 5, 10,
It's backing off.
30.
Worst kind of engaged.
Indeed. The second one's going to make an attack.
I like these look like very drunk Ewoks.
These are some drunk ass Ewoks. Okay, so Howland, attack against you does a
One of them doesn't bend legs.
I'm gonna hazard a guess of 21 hits.
It does, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Even with my armor.
Even with that armor and shield combination, you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Go on
you
then.
also need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, alright then. Is 21.
21 succeeds, so although it bites into you, you manage to hold your ground and it doesn't pull you down despite its great best
Back
effort.
off, you bastard.
It's like, you can imagine in slow motion like it's an Attenborough documentary and it's there like ripping into you and you're like holding it off. Okay,
The wolf strikes.
Seth.
It's prey.
Cool. So I'm going to use half my movement to stand up.
Oh, don't.
Yep, half your movement, that's fine.
No. Carry on. Carry on.
5, 10, 15 to get to the other side for flanking. Going to attack.
I'm gonna take it prisoner and interrogate it.
21.
Hits. Roll for damage.
Is that not what we always do?
And 14, 18 damage.
Not with
Okay,
seven dice.
you skewer it like a wild boar. Right in the jugular, and it bleeds out and collapses to the floor. As you're quite pro now at slaying dogs.
Oh, he doesn't bend. He's not done his cast.
And another dog bites the dust.
If you practice the skill enough, you get better at it.
So are the rest of you intending to pursue that last one or not? Because it's just going to run away.
It's in town with people.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
we
Brucon
should-
definitely.
Okay, Leobrin.
He's got some issues to work out.
Sorry, you've got a bonus action, I think. You just used an attack action, so you could.
No, because I'll be running after it solo with like 7 HP.
Okay.
I'll be running after it and just going standing next to it.
Okay. Up.
So-
Alright, that's fine. Leobrin.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. 3 until I get a clear line of sight.
Yeah, I'll say you can get a clear line of sight of it as it's running towards the bridge.
Fire my forced balls. 17 to hit.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Hey!
And 10! 10 force damage.
It's still up, but yes.
God
yes.
damn.
Amazing. That was great. I was like, what's so unlike you? That's great. No, it's still up, but it like flips.
Sorcery is this? Oh wait, Warlock, never mind.
It collapses down,
Yeah, my sorcerer's
like
dead.
drops one leg to the floor, and then has to like pick itself back up
Sorry, I
again.
didn't
Continues
mean to knock the scab off that wound.
continues to run with a limp Malar.
Right, okay. Now I will move up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand over the guy. He will bring his bonus action. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like rear guard. Defensive action. Keep an eye on this bunch of reprobates. That is turn.
Okay. Brucon.
Yeah, it is. How's the fleeing wolf looking?
He's looking like a ropey wolf.
Okay.
It's almost like he's made of ropes. That's how ropey he is.
Cool. Okay.
And you've got 150 feet of rope on your person.
Yeah, true.
That's at least half a wolf.
Yeah.
Bru-
You could win.
Yeah, Brucon's clothing is now mostly rope.
It's now rope modelling rather than balloon modelling.
One. Was that a Bill Bailey reference?
Yeah.
Nice,
Balloon
classic.
modelling. I'm a druid.
I'm Gwydion, and I'm the druid. Anyway,
So good.
enough of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brucon's going to try and surf on this wolf.
Okay, I like it.
Jumping on it. And,
Unarmed strike.
making. Well, he's gonna one strike with the short sword and one unarmed strike as a bonus action. So we'll say that the blue dice here is the unarmed strike and the red one is the sword. So the sword was an 11, but the unarmed strike a 16.
11 is what you needed, so
right,
you
so
will
2 hits.
slay it with the short sword. It had 1 HP.
Yeah. Oh right. Okay. Well, there we go. Yeah. Overkill.
Oh.
Overkill achieved.
But you can embellish us with the description of how you slaughter
Like
this
I
animal.
said, Brucon's gonna do a handspring flip as it catches up with the wolf, land 2-footed on its back, strike at the back of its neck with his kukri-shaped short sword, and then follow up with a punch to the back of the head.
Just for good measure, you like slit its throat.
Well,
Pow.
because he's got some unresolved issues from his attack of the wibbly wobblies from the werewolf
That's
owl,
fair,
so he's
that's
kind
fair.
of working his way through it with extreme violence.
That makes sense. That's totally in character. Okay,
It's therapy.
with that you dispatch the last of the wolves in the general vicinity, and as the sort of heat of battle dies down, going to take a very short break. We shall be back momentarily.
One sec. So unfortunately, just because I text Dan to say what he did, how he killed it, that he does say he runs over to hug Seth.
As,
That was his response.
as Fleeting Look runs over to hug Seth, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back very shortly. And we are back. So yes, as you've just pointed out, during that entire encounter, all of the party, apart from Howland, still had your various woodland creatures attached to you.
What happens when we actually try to brush them off? Like
They
flutter in and come back?
Yeah, flutter and comes back, yeah, and just continues singing merrily.
So they're all Pokemon trainers, is that what we're trying to...
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, okay.
Possibly. Hashtag fake dice.
Never was.
Anyway, so as the general excitement
kill dogs,
dies
that's
down
my
from the
test.
encounter,
Who put this as a fate die?
Drake Lazarus.
Oh, Drake.
Hey, Drake.
What was it?
So the fake dice was...
Dogs are people too? Question mark.
It was... small woodland creatures perch on the players and sing merry songs, even when they are trying to stealth.
Where are the songs, Jack? Why are you not singing us songs?
He did.
Jack?
No, he did.
They
He
are,
did mention when they first appeared. He
Now,
did.
They are
as we
singing, but they are
specifically
singing
mentioned.
in Beast,
As
and
we
you
are.
don't speak
As we are now
Beasterness.
Pokemon trainers,
Yeah.
we need to sing the theme song. We want to be...
The very
There we go.
best. But unfortunately, they don't sing that.
Oh.
And also, we don't have rights to it, so.
Yeah.
And also, if they did sing it, they'd sing it in Beast, so you wouldn't recognise it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
We shouldn't have
It
had
would
that.
be, would be hilarious to see a Robin attempt the entirety of the Pokemon theme.
Oh, I mean, amazing at the same time. Anyway, so yes, with these various woodland creatures about your persons, Howland Cragmere, you've got a strange assortment of characters in front of you, all, yes, garbed with their merry woodland followers. You have, just in front of you, who's dispatched the wolf, a greyish-skinned half-elf with a scarf over obscuring half of his face and a long coat next to him.
No hat though.
Currently being hugged by
Totally
a
hatless.
turquoise tiefling with a sparkly hammer and brown robes over his... You can just gleam some chainmail armor underneath. Alongside them, a monk in robes that seem to have been
Surfing a
dwarf monk surfing a wolf with a bat under his arm. You can see his robes have been cut slightly differently to what you'd normally associate with monastic robes. It's more in the shape of a business suit.
Okay.
And then further behind, a 7-foot Loxodon.
Always dress for success, man.
7-foot Loxodon, the likes of which you've only heard about being from Isk. They're from Isk normally. You don't really encounter them in the Crowflies.
Hey, where's the Dragonborn
That's
Paladin?
a C.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's Ray?
He's not there.
I didn't realise it was a C.
This is
Sorry,
his-
it's the pen.
This is his thing!
I will tell you about that in a minute. I'll get to that. But yes, the Loxodon, 7 foot tall in his priestly robes, that long flowing robe, standing over the corpse of appears to be a person with a caved-in skull that was previously a werewolf.
With the glowy weapon floating around.
With the glowy a glowy weapon floating around alongside it. Yes, and finally a half elf in a ruff and green robes and a immaculate looking cloak, which currently looks like.
I'm gonna say it's like it looks splattered in like blood and fur,
Right.
but then as the combat finishes, that just sort of fades away, and it's now just like a nice like light green.
Does Brucon still have a miniature cloak on his top knot?
Yes.
And that is the Cloak of Billowing.
So some strange characters before you, but they seem to have been able to defeat these wolves and so on around you.
Howland's going to walk back over to the werewolf and loudly pull the axe from it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and follow and I'm just going to... I'm okay. I'm fine. Thank you. And I get his hands off.
It's going to have to be a
no.
contested grapple check. As he really wants to hug you right now.
I did this one.
So athletics or acrobatics is up to you because you're trying to escape the grapple.
So
I rolled a 3, so it's plus his
I rolled a
athletics.
19.
Yeah, you succeed. Yeah, you managed to fend him off for now.
What are those dice?
Yeah.
you elude his glomp.
I just put a hand on my face and was like, no, go away.
And then he just taking the hint, he turns to you. Excuse me. Hi.
Oh yeah.
Are you? Thanks for the moving around a wolf. It was.
Yes, well, back where I'm from, wolves don't usually move around so much. They take a punch. They take a blow.
They're sort of made of CGI, I think.
Very dodgy.
It appears this
Eat
one.
up all the budget they do.
It appears this one took a rapier. Yeah, funny that.
So, I'm not well acquainted with these parts, but you strike me as a exotic bunch of fellows.
Yeah, we kind of just made our way into town today. Oh my god, it's been a day.
It's been
Yeah, we kind of made our way into town this morning. We've heard the rumours of the werewolf attacking the livestock, but weren't expecting it to appear in town.
I've been hunched over inspecting the body. I stand up, still sort of focused on the body. Oh, greetings, friend.
Sorry.
And not many people would run towards screams. So, are you a local guard of some sort, or?
Oh no, I'm from much further afield, from the area of the crowflies.
Oh, goodness, that's quite a distance away. What business do you have in town?
I'm here escorting my liege lord, Lord Gant Bron. What can I say of you lot?
Currently,
Collecting
werewolf
animals?
and succeeding on the werewolf part, but
Yeah.
we're looking for.
This is our second load of wolves we've killed today.
That's worrying.
Oh my god, we've killed like 10.
Yes.
Killed 4.
They call them
It's been a good day.
3 of them were sleeping, but yeah.
the wolf blight.
Mala, you can make a history check. As
No,
you
that's
find out
examine,
my
That's
name.
you specifically.
as you examine this human before you, this crowflies.
Slayer.
History 9.
9. Okay, so
Forget where
you.
it is.
So looking at his shield, it appears that his shield is emblazoned with a symbol of a house from the crowflies. It's not one you recognise. It has a yellow sky with what appears to be red mountains, and below it's a blue field.
Based on that less than great roll, do I know what allegiance this house would have with regards to Lady Grenfell?
You have no idea.
okay.
It's you assume, because you don't recognise it, it's not one of the major houses, and it's certainly not House Grenfell. So it's probably a vassal house, but you don't recognise which one it would be. It's not one you know of.
What was the name of your liege lord again?
Lord Gant.
Lord Gant.
Gant Bron, sorry.
Now, Bron you would recognise as one of the major houses, one of the 3 major houses of the crowflies. You don't know much about House Bron. It's the newest of the 3, but
Well, we, in addition to our dog slaying, I suppose, we are actually in pursuit of one of your kinsmen, of a source. House Grenfell?
Oh well, it's a bit of a leap to call Grenforth my kin, but we've shared lands and mountains before.
Amicably?
For the most part, aye.
Then you may be of this may be of interest to you. We have reason to believe that Lady Grenfell, who was on some sort of an ambassadorial tour, has been kidnapped by somebody, House of the Crowflies, and we are attempting to save her.
Someone's taking lords and ladies of the crowflies.
Indeed, she was in the area for as I said, a tour, and I was supposed to meet her, but events took another turn.
She had an unfortunate encounter with a basilisk, and well,
we believe it was staged.
Oh yeah, no, that's a
Do you
good,
still
very
have
good
the
point.
pouch with
Planned
the
rather than
passion
staged.
tree? That symbol that we took from the kidnappers?
I probably do. Pouch.
Was what the coins were in. There was a pouch that had like a black
Yeah.
ashen tree on it.
That's
for
right,
one
yes.
of the clan symbols. for
well
the crowflies.
remembered. Yes, there was that, and there was also a spell book.
I've got the spell book for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, which had a symbol on the front. Didn't recognise it was a black field with a red
Motif is what I've got.
fiery motif on it. Yeah.
I would like to pull out the book then, because that's what I've definitely got written down.
Maybe I've got them.
Does this look familiar?
Okay, so you can make a history check
Yeah.
with advantage because you're from the crowflies, so that helps.
Aye. That's not a great first one. It's the same one each time.
Oh,
You pulled a Leo.
Is it the same one each time?
It's a 9.
9. Okay, so looking at this symbol in front of you, definitely not of Bron, that's for
No.
sure. Could be a Grenthorpe or Rookwood. It could be a vassal house of one of those two. You know which one. You don't
Yeah.
pay much attention to those guys.
I can't use this to kill people.
I'm afraid it's not one that I'm familiar with, but might be worth me running it by my lord. But he's a busy man. Busy man.
Well, we would appreciate any lead you might be able to afford us, and it is somewhat dark now, and I suppose I know that my blessings for the day have been tapped. I would appreciate something of a rest. We are staying at the Trickle Inn. I would happily buy you a beverage if you would, if you fancy it.
I'm not one to turn down a crafty pint.
Fantastic.
What was your house again?
My name's House Brom.
Sorry, it was the black leafless tree was House Brookwood.
Okay.
I must check on my liege and my associate.
Associated with the House of Rookwood, but it's not of Rookwood.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Carry.
I'll see you at the Trickle Inn, perhaps.
Oh, that would be most, yes, enjoyable.
I hope you have a night of fewer werewolves.
Yes. Yeah.
And bid you a good one.
My name is Deacon Malash,
Oh.
by the way. I'm of the Hammer Institute.
A pleasure. A pleasure.
And, will you guys introduce yourselves?
Nope.
Let me introduce you to my colleagues. This is Mr. Brucon, this is Mr. Eobrin, and this is Mr. Seth. And that man trying to hug him is Mr. Fleeting.
Sorry. Fleeting look.
As he says that, I turn around and realise he's coming back for a hug.
It's an affectionate fellow.
That soul beast!
Fleeting look, and I have a hammer.
That's an astute observation of you to make. I'll relay what information I can back to my liege lord and see what I can find out for you. Are there any other wolves or werewolves I should be aware of in this town? That's not one that I'm familiar with.
We were with someone who was specifically hunting them, but when we came into town to follow the noise, we seem to have lost him in the crowds because we were where it's been attacking the last few days in the by the farm, but I haven't seen him since we came to town.
Mr. Rexclaw, excellent.
Swordclaw.
Swordclaw.
And as you can see back towards the gate, the crowd's still trying to push their way out through the main gate, and you can see one figure shining out, illuminated in the moonlight, a black dragonborn in full plate armor, just sort of wade his way through these people.
Coming! Excuse me, I'm ordered the broken fire. Get out of my way. It's important. It's a werewolf on the loose.
And he suddenly gets through and finally gets free and jogs on over.
Oh, oh no, most egregious injury has befallen this man.
And he goes down before the now human form of this werewolf, the caved-in skull, and goes,
Did a werewolf do this?
This was the werewolf.
Oh.
and he moves back away from it. Oh,
I take it that you were the ones to dispatch it then.
The honour went to Fleeting for the killing blow for that one.
Aye.
Wow,
It was tough.
Mr. Look, it seems that I hope that oath that you took earlier today has enabled the Divine to embellish you with extra powers to overcome this foe.
yeah, maybe.
Oh, no, there's
Good.
What happened to the dwarf that was under the werewolf as we entered this
Still
scene?
there.
Is he dead?
You, it's just looking over, you can see he's being torn apart. There's intestines and bowels all over the
I'll
place.
go over and just make sure his eyes are closed.
Does it have a face still?
Yeah.
Is it one of the dwarves that was part of the...
Judging by the robes, it appears to be a Fairfang cultist, yes.
Cool. Is it one of the ones that we met in the bar that we asked to go look for town?
Make an investigation check.
Can Brucon as well, having...
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Is
You've
it
met
again
them, so
the
yeah, sure.
Horrendous All Dwarves of Light test.
No, it's just to see if it's one that they recognise. That's all.
Natural 20.
Oh yeah, this is one from the bar for sure.
Is it a racist one?
What?
Was it a racist one?
Yeah, one of the Fairfang cultists.
Cool.
Yeah, they were all a bit. They were, you know, rights for dwarves. Essentially, they were all about
There
dwarves.
was a couple that were very vocal. As I was like,
Short power.
Oh yeah,
Right,
it
right
wasn't.
for
It
dwarves
wasn't one of the
sounds
ones who
racist to
spoke
me.
to you, unfortunately. No.
Okay, then I feel pity. That's fine. I had to check.
Mr.
Check if I can.
Rexland,
Make a
what can
care
you
check.
tell us about werewolves and once they are apparently deceased?
Well, if they are still mortal, if they are destroyed, if they are reduced to succumb to death like any one of us, not like, undead or vampires or anything of that sort.
So it's dead.
It's most certainly
Staying
dead, yes.
dead.
I mean, its skull is caved in. It's also human. It's most... this man
point
is
of order.
most certainly dead.
Sorry, to correct you, not human. Very clearly a dwarf.
No, I was referring to the caved-in skull of the werewolf.
Dean.
I thought we were talking
Dean Queen, whatever his name
Fringe.
is. Dean Fringe.
I thought we were
It's
talking-
hard to
sorry, I
make
thought we were
out because they're kind of mixed together now.
All right, bud.
Is it Dean Fringe? Are we, like,
Well,
does it match
we're
the
trying to confirm
description?
that Dean
Unfortunately,
Fringe-
the main
Clothes.
thing you were
I
given
thought
was
it was
that
about whether-
dirty and shabby looking, but wore expensive clothes,
Is-
and he's naked, so
Is there enough of
No shoes.
his face that we can see what
you
he
can see
looks
his
like?
face. His face is intact.
Cool.
Yes.
So if I mind illusion, am I able to mind illusion a semblance?
Yeah,
of
if you
his
take
face?
in his
So
face,
if
you can
we
do that.
Went to the shop, we can show it's like, is this Dean Fringe?
Well,
Yeah.
if he's now dead, Malar will scoop up the body and will head to the Temple of the Eight
Scoop up.
Okay.
and sort of just deposit
Just
the
that
body
brush.
there and just sort of set out the scene, what's happened, and that this body needs a burial.
The rest of you going with him, or are you just going on your own?
Yeah, I'll take the head. Carry on with him.
The head is it's still attached.
Just left him behind.
Like Malar has got this body fine, and you're there just head, in case it falls
I
off.
would,
Oh, no,
you're
no.
probably taking bits of skull that have broken
It's like,
off.
here he is, and I'm like, here's his top.
As gross as that is,
It's still
you probably
attached,
are.
it's just at a
You know when
funny
you get
angle.
like a hard-boiled egg and then you take the top.
Yeah.
We shouldn't really just leave the body here.
Yes.
Any guards come?
Well, actually, yes. As you go to pick up the body, yes, a few Republic guards show up in their blue and white chevroned tabards over their armour. They're led by a tiefling in a purple tiefling this time, who appears before you in much more high quality breastplate armour compared to the rest of the soldiers that accompany him in their more drab chainmail. Oh, what has happened here? Anyone, report.
I think I explained once. Someone else go.
Yeah, killed a werewolf. And some more bonus wolves.
Oh, the most frightful business. And was anyone hurt?
The dead guy.
The
Apart from the werewolf.
Killed the werewolf.
No.
The werewolf killed this dwarf gentleman here. Our friend collapsed unconscious, but then he's back again.
Oh,
I got a bit of a scratch, but I'm all right.
I can see that, my friend. Fortunately, it hasn't made you any less beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I have to say, there's a bit of a lapse in your watch here in this city. It was a werewolf running through your market.
I am sorry that we were not able to respond sooner. We were actually taking care of the townsfolk as they were rampaging through the main gate. We had to restrict their flow to make sure that there was nobody getting crushed in
There's
the
a real
panic.
threat. Yeah, rampaging townspeople.
We are-
people in the town while the werewolf rampaging.
But how did he get
Smart.
into town? We were tracking him out of town and found this place where he transformed in the woods. So he's come into town as a full werewolf or as a naked man. Both raise red flags.
Well, I'm afraid it is beyond my knowledge. I wouldn't know exactly how he could have got in here.
Do you know which area the guards first reported screaming, dying people?
He was here in the market.
So there's got to be somewhere around here that he's been able to sneak in from outside town. Maybe have your guards investigate because you've got somewhere they could smuggle anything into town from.
I would certainly look into it, yes. It is very troubling that this has happened in the middle of our town. I'm sorry, I should introduce myself. I am Lieutenant Essim Devilblight. I am the second in command here of the
I got
garrison.
none of that.
Lieutenant.
What was his name?
Lieutenant Asim Devilblight.
I had Lieutenant Esteemed, and I was like, I was
Whatever
just
you like.
calling him. This is the Esteemed.
The right honourable.
Yeah.
Can I give the former werewolf a sniff to
Yes.
see if it smells of sewage?
Sure, yeah, make a perception check.
If only he still had fur, we could start with that dog.
Sorry, what was the check?
Perception.
Perception.
Maybe he drove one of the caravans.
It's a
in, or-
16.
16. Okay, no sewage smell from this guy. What you're getting from him, there is quite a mangy, like wet fur. There is that kind of smell emanating from him.
It's raining right now?
It is raining
Yes,
currently,
okay.
yes. But you also do get because you've got a sharp and attuned smell for this sort of thing.
Smell wet dogs all the time.
You smell something. You smell something. In addition to that, that's certainly not mangy fur. It's something like when dirt gets under your fingernails. That kind of clumped up, earthy smell. Exactly.
Petrichor.
Can I do a general perception around the area? So I'm either looking for a building which looks semi-destroyed, like it's come out of there, like jumped through a window, gone through a broken door.
Sure. Yeah.
Or anywhere, sort of generally around this area, so try and see as much.
I'll say you can make a perception or investigation check. Your choice.
So just a retcon, since we're actually inspecting the body, Mallory is still there trying to scoop it up.
Yeah.
It's a
13.
Not that you can see. There's no. I mean, it's quite open, the market square, but
Yeah.
it seems all the buildings around don't seem to have been disturbed.
It's an awful shame that we killed this young gentleman because, well, he may have had information we were after.
I don't think he was in a talking mood.
I am going to take the body up to Ventrix II. I will see if I can get him to do us a favour.
Oh.
I have some ideas.
Okay. Do you need us to come with you?
You can join me if you wish, Mr. Seth.
Yep.
But it's not necessary if you would like to go back to the Trickle Inn.
Any sign of any other Dwarven Fairfan cultists milling around?
Some along with other townsfolk are gradually starting to sort of re-enter the space around the market square and so on. They're sort of filtering back into the town. You do spot a few in robes, dwarves in robes.
I'm just keeping an eye on them. Not going to approach them for the time being, but
With the time for our short rest and the walk into town, roughly what time is it? Like it's been night for a couple of hours.
Yeah, so it's more like 8-ish now,
Fuck shit.
and it is pouring with rain.
Almost bedtime.
If you're gonna go there,
You're getting a bit soaked.
I want to go to the mill. That
Oh, shit,
secret meeting at night.
brewery.
Yeah. But I don't.
That was it was 2 days.
No, that was today. Your brewery one was in 2 days.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So many
If
secret
it's-
meetings.
If it's on the way out, all I want to do is quickly just
Not
drop
as
the
you
body off
pass.
and ask something quickly of Ventrix. So
So I'm gonna head towards the secret meeting, and I can't imagine.
okay.
So I'm hoping it's not a
Okay.
fight.
So we are splitting a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You're not sneaking there, are you?
No. I told you guys where I'm going.
Okay, good.
I told you like the whole thing.
Okay.
About it.
Also, he's still covered in tweeting, singing robins.
If you will have me, Mr. Saintcreek, I will accompany you to the temple.
Oh, very good, sir. I would. Yes, that's quite right. So we go. I'm gonna go. Take the body, pop it up on an altar or whatever. Find Ventrix. Or Mr.
Malar, Shakrich, how are you?
Well, I have had better days, but there's a lot of that going around recently.
We heard a commotion out where in the town. We boarded up the doors as best we can. What happened?
This young gentleman, just declared the body, was a werewolf. He attacked some people. Unfortunately, we were unable to spare him, and he has since reverted. However, he had information we required going forwards. We are hunting a charge. A woman has been kidnapped. My blessings of the aid are considerable and have grown recently, but I am wondering if you are able to. I know it is a hallowed thing, and not to be taken lightly, but if we could commune with him in a way that would permit some questions to be answered.
Well, make a persuasion check. I'll say you can have advantage on this because you're also a clergyman.
Cool beans. Persuasion.
Yep.
16.
It is normally something that we offer to our grieving people of their loved ones to get closure and the like. But I guess if you think it will help in your investigation, then yes, I have a scroll that will enable you to speak to him. from beyond.
Yeah.
I will. I would very much appreciate
Same thought.
some of my colleagues being around.
You're correct.
Would it be okay to leave the body here, and I would maybe return in the morning?
That is fine, of course.
Salutations, and may the 8 go with you.
and he does the
Does the
quadruple
eight-sided
cross.
whatever it is, yeah. I leave and try and find these guys again.
Okay.
It's pre-flight.
So, as for the rest of you, what do you?
As well, have I?
He has given you a scroll. Yeah.
Confused
Oh no,
about halfway
sorry,
through.
he hasn't given you the scroll. He said he's got a scroll. He's got it.
We'll come back.
Dan.
Yeah, alright. Okay, well, that.
Okay, if we do that, we need to get one where all of us are doing it, and then someone needs to be good with special effects and do Power Ranger explosion.
Towards Sentai.
So, what do the rest of you do?
I'd like to go to that secret meeting of rogues.
The secret rogue. The secret rogue meeting.
I hope
Okay.
they don't have rings like you
I'd
do,
like to go to
otherwise-
RogueCon 2019.
Well, okay, you know
Signs everywhere.
from your conversation. Yes, with the conversation
Secret
with the
base this
Copper
way.
Dragonborn earlier that day. You're aware that the meeting takes place around midnight, so you've got a few hours yet. For
Okay.
that.
Go back to the pub.
Can I sort of check in with Laney
I would expect nothing less.
and possibly Lord Gant if he is currently.
Yeah, sure.
Available.
So you head back up the steps,
Yeah.
up towards the council chamber, and back to Laney, has been standing faithfully by the carriage this entire time, the 4-horse-drawn carriage. Fathers, everything all right?
Ah, yeah, it's. You
What
want to watch out for
happened?
the wolves around here. They move.
In town.
They move.
They don't move.
Not stationary like our
No.
wolves back home.
No, everything's all right. There's some disturbance in the town, and some shady business going on with House Grenforth. So one of their ladies has been taken, and I heard mention of a basilisk.
Oh no, that's not good at all.
No.
The Lord Gant came out here not so long ago, but I said that I was guarding the carriage, and he thought that was enough. But he said for you to go and meet with him when you've returned.
Right, I'll treat with him now. Yeah.
So
Follow up to
entering the Grand Council Chambers, so it's large, like very tall. It's the tallest in the settlement. This marble, white stone building.
Okay.
Grand columns and so on. It's really got a presence as you sort of climb up the first steps, entering through the double doors, and there's the reception in front of you. Again, a nice, grand, very open and airy space.
Good acoustics. Oh.
Exactly, good acoustics. There's one lady behind
Brass
the.
band in here.
There's a human lady behind the desk, sort of the reception area. Bespectacled, and just kind of looks up with her neatly tied up hair. Can I help you at all?
Of course, I'm here to find my liege lord, Gant Bron.
Of course. Yes, he's just through at the councillor's room over that way.
Right.
There's a
Guess
yes,
I can't miss it really.
not at all. Unless you went that way and then you go into the garrison, which is completely wrong.
Foolish of me.
Although you wouldn't look out of place in the garrison,
Well,
of course.
Thank you. I think. Yeah, I head off to the councillor's chambers.
Sure. So as you enter into there, it's it's got that kind of Romo-Grecian kind of pseudo-Grecian kind of feel to it,
Okay.
with like a large hall and ornate statues that like pouring water into in this, and you've got some chaise lounges and banquettes and whatnot just lavishly around the side. And to one side you can see there's a door with Governor Henley written on it. It's currently ajar.
Okay. I'll take a beat and just sort of listen to see if there's any discussions going on inside.
Yeah, you can hear two voices inside, one of which is most certainly your Lord Gantbron.
I'll clear my throat and then knock on the door.
Who is it?
It's Lord Lieutenant Howland Cragmere, my lord.
Relax, it's my man. Come on in here. Owlen, And yes, the blonde-haired and wild-eyed Gant Brom, the young lord, looks up towards you from his sedentary position on a very oversized wingback chair. He's currently talking to Councillor Potter, who is a very well-dressed lady, ginger hair and bright blue eyes, and she just nods towards you.
Councillor.
Lord Howland. Sorry, you have business?
Needed a word with my liege lord, if I may.
Of course, I shall give you the room. And she just moves outside and closes the door behind her. So, you're away from your post. What went on there then?
I was a capable replacement in my stead.
Yes.
Squire Laney will always watch over you.
Yeah, well, she has the guile, but she doesn't have the stature of yourself, sir. So, Howland, what happened?
Well, there was a commotion out in the market square. Thought I'd check it out to keep alert to what's going on in the city. And werewolves, it turns out. But more importantly, word of House Greyforth.
Werewolves?
Yeah.
Did it move?
It did.
Bloody hell.
Quite, took me by unawares.
You gotta watch it, they're pretty quick.
Aye, yeah.
Right.
Crow flies, I want all the wolves. Oh, there's just statues everywhere.
Clearly they've not.
Used to the wolf statues.
Clearly they've not stapled down their wolves like we have in the
Wasn't aware the bureaucrat had such a wolf problem, but there we are. Anyway,
liberal attention to wolves.
I take it one of the 3 shields of Bronn managed to destroy the beast.
I was part of the process. As you can see, this hand axe has plenty of wolf blood on it. We'll say no more of it.
Oh,
but more importantly, I heard mention of House Greyforth, a Lady Helene of House Greyforth.
And he gets up from his chair on hearing this. More serious visage this now from the more jovial. He's normally quite playful with you, but now he looks at what of House Greyforth?
There seems to be some devilry going on. She's been abducted.
Oh, right. Well...
Possibly petrified.
Right. Petrified?
Well, I heard mention of a basilisk, and you know how those things go.
It's been a while since we've seen a basilisk and the crow flies, but, Bureaucrat obviously a lot more savage as we've established with the wolves.
Their basilisks are probably running all over the place.
Yeah, well, probably. Anyway, well, if there's a problem with the Greyforths, that's the first I've heard about it, but thanks for letting me know anyway.
One more thing.
What was she doing here? Do you know?
I don't know. I learned it from a motley bunch of very affectionate fellows, littered with woodland animals. It was quite a strange group.
Right, well that sounds like either they're from that forest nation, they're probably from the Ranlas, or they'll be from... Or, overly affectionate like those Greyforth pansies are.
Oh, aye. Well, the way that they were going for Lady Greyforth, there did seem to be a connection there. It didn't seem like they'd been, I don't know, mercenaries necessarily.
Right.
One other thing. I don't know if I took down a picture of the livery that I was shown, or whether I just describe it.
You can describe it, yeah.
All right. There was another coat of arms to say that they were looking into. It wasn't one that I was familiar with. Does this sound familiar to you?
Perhaps, yeah. I'll need to do some digging, but I have an inkling I know what that is, yes.
Oh, well, you've got an eye for the scrolls, much more than I do, so...
Well, that wouldn't be ours, Howland, let's be honest.
Yeah, of course.
You're a bodyguard, so I'll get beyond your station.
Thank you, sir.
Right, anyway, thank you for letting me know. It is much appreciated.
It's not all bad.
Right, in the meantime, there is a room booked for you and Laney at the Trickle Inn.
Fantastic. I've heard great things.
The councillor has offered me more fitting accommodation for my status here in the council chamber, but unfortunately there's not room for the two of you as well.
It would be a tight squeeze.
It's been paid for the room though, alright? Obviously. Wouldn't expect anything less, so if that'll be all, if you can meet me here tomorrow morning.
My thanks to you, my liege lord. I bid you a good night.
Just nods and you leave, and as you open the door, you see the councillor Potter there, just like looking, just seems to be contemplating things, just looking over into the pool, and just nods to you. You head on. So you take it you're heading towards the inn.
I'll head back to the Trickle Inn.
Along with Laney.
With Laney, yes.
With Laney.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Does
right.
the pub have an age limit? Is she okay? Does she know?
It's like medieval times.
it's
They
an
don't care.
Yeah.
But we need to bring some sophistication. Apparently our wolves run. They're not
She's
meant to. We need to bring some class to this world.
She's CR18, not CR0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So the rest of you are heading back to the inn. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I thought you were going to
That's for
rogue
apparently,
con.
that's apparently in like 4 hours time or so. So enough time for a short rest. Maybe eat some dinner.
I'll say food and drink.
So you can order yourself some food for the evening.
Fleeting short rest while we eat as well.
Yep.
How much is fleeting down by, and how much are you? Are you both beneath half?
Yeah, I'm on 7. He's on 5.
So what's your half of your
Half for me, rounded up or down?
down?
Half for me is 10 then, so it's only 3 points.
So I can
Half
say
for
3.
fleeting is 12, so he's down by 7.
I can give you both that.
Oh, cool.
Just channel divinity. on
Rather
that.
than delving into the minutiae of what you order and how and the rest of it, just subtract a gold each, as it's quite a fine establishment. You'll have food and drink.
Fleeting should be on 12 now, which is half his health.
You have half his health back.
Yeah, so he's on 5 to 12. So I think his total was 24?
25.
25. Oh, then yeah, still there.
Was this a short rest, was it?
Yeah.
Short rest, yeah. You can short rest if you would like. You don't have to, but obviously short resting for you is beneficial with your
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
surge and
Short
stuff.
rest for
Do you
fleeting.
get
You can short rest him.
Dice
That's,
back.
that's fine.
I think I get a maneuver back.
yeah.
Maneuver.
I think he's got all of his things. I don't think he's taken a short rest yet. How much is that back? 13.
13 down, yeah.
6,
Maneuver.
7. Yeah, he's up full with 2 dice down.
He's at full with 2 dice down. Excellent. Okay.
And all my dice down. And at full.
And that's 2 dice down. Great. Done. Okay. Does that. So, end of your short rest, unless there's anything else you'd like to do in that time, I can say we can skip ahead to when you
Oh, perfect.
go to the meeting if you'd like, unless anyone else has anything.
We just. I guess we
Eat.
learn a bit more about our new compadre.
Drink and make merry.
Yeah. Short
With our
rest.
friend, well, first name.
So wolves move.
We had an entire 2-hour discussion about the mechanics of wolves. It's like, so your ones don't move. It's like, we need to go there.
What a strange foreign place. You
What's the point in them having 4 legs if not to move so fast?
It's more of an attraction, like a.
Frictionless wolves.
Yeah. I've also just realised the irony of me being called Howlin.
Yeah,
we were beginning.
As it starts to get closer towards midnight, I'm going to say I'm going to be heading towards that meeting. Does anyone want to join me?
At the rogue meeting for
It's not
sneak.
specifically for rogues.
Ooh,
I don't
I'll
have
come.
any- Does anyone else?
How do you describe this
Like-
thing? Because
Alright, sounds like a good shindig.
So going to try and find out information about any unsavoury characters in the area that would have recently been trying to buy magical items and get out of the city with a statue.
and this is a meeting
It's at a
for
meeting-
unsavoury characters.
It's at a
Sorry,
meeting for people that smuggle people across the borders.
Do we know about the moon runners? Is that something that we have been
Unless
told
Seth's
to
told
shoot?
you, then.
No, I told you guys.
You're telling us the moon
This-
runners.
So this is all the same place. So this is the meeting is with the moon runners.
What do they smuggle again?
People, because that's
From where?
mostly.
To where?
Terry, let me check the map. Mostly over the Rachiran mountains from Rachir to Burakan here. Yes.
Is this the slavery thing that we sort of?
No, not the slavery. They smuggle people in and out. Well,
Wait.
most Dragonborns aren't that welcome here.
I find out-
it's
like
Yes.
Underground-
voluntarily
it's-
smuggling and not like.
Yes,
It's like the Underground
voluntary.
Railroad.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is all voluntary that they smuggle people across.
Mr. Seth, that makes no sense to smuggle people out of Rachir into Burakan where they are not wanted. I have a
Goes
request
both
of you.
ways, yeah.
Find out why they're doing that. That is awfully strange.
Okay.
Why would you leave one place to go somewhere where you're blatantly persecuted?
Would you like to come?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure it's entirely my scene,
Well,
as it were.
If you stay here and
fantastic read.
you stay here and watch Fleeting, and
Oh no, Mr. Fleeting is going with you.
No, stay. Sit.
You're gonna make a persuasion
Stay.
check.
With advantage,
Fleeting says
with
to
advantage
you.
I'm his best friend.
I was about to give you disadvantage, but no, it's just a
But
straight
I'm his
roll.
best friend.
Straight roll.
18.
That's a solid.
23.
Rogues.
See,
He looks a bit
sold his
deflated,
soul
and
for
he
those
just
dice.
sits back down into the chair,
Stay up.
and he just starts feeding cabbage into his pocket again.
Again.
Mr. Seth,
Yeah, why?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to actually attend this with you, but if you want us nearby.
Stick a pin in that and come back to it.
If you would like us close by, but not actually in there, I would.
Yeah, that's fine. But does anyone want to come in with me?
I'll be with you, Seth.
Boom!
Only Seth is. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So there's
I can, and I'll
We'll explain later.
yeah.
Lady,
So
get
ominous
you
voice.
really quickly then.
She's a baritone. Very impressive.
I'm gonna turn my cloak into like black with like
Ooh.
extra black trim.
Stealth mode activated.
and
to black.
then on the inside under will just be like daggers, like just all the underside is all pictures of just layers and layers of daggers. And I was like, I can join in your crime fun.
I don't know why, but that instant just then. Have you watched Final Space?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Triborg, the guy with the scarf and the cape. I just instantly went to that then because he's like, look at this majestic.
I can be sneaky.
If you wanna go with that,
Mr.
perfect.
Seth, where is this meeting taking place?
Down at the mill.
Well, then we'll hang Mr. Brucon. Would you want to go with?
Sounds interesting, and you never know, we might pick up a lead.
I will not actively go in, but I will stand a distance back.
Well, if
Sounds-
there's room, I might join you, Mr. Shade Creek.
Oh, I would appreciate the company, yes.
Skullduggery's not really my expertise.
Oh, no, and it would be
I
unfitting.
don't think it's Mr. Seth's either.
I'm remembering a certain.
Ah, a zinger!
I'm remembering a certain attempted late night trade.
I guess.
Oh yes, that was amazing.
How to economics? How does this work?
I guess you want me to stay here then, Father.
Come, daughter, let us do crime.
Fleeting can stay and take the cover. Let's keep watching.
Time you learned about crime.
Yeah, that seems like a very good idea. And then I take Laney to one side. Look after Fleeting, will you?
All right, Dad.
Oh God. Oh man.
The important lesson about the law is to know when to take bribes. I'm going to take some now.
Are the rest of you heading on?
To the mill,
Yeah,
yes.
we'll head out.
Okay,
So,
so
Mill-
as you exit the trickle in, you hear from behind you. You hear just faintly fleeting look talking to Laney. He goes, "Did you know that the collective noun for crows is a murder?"
I told him that.
And she goes, "Yeah, I did." Right. Why did you put cabbage in your pocket? And that's all you hear.
Can I ask that she
Nibbles,
respond with the collective term for a number of cockatrices is an omelette?
It just made me think.
Oh, it's slightly better, but okay. Yeah, all right.
It's a scramble.
A scramble, that was it.
Yeah, she says omelette, but it's a scramble. It's most definitely a scramble, and you just hear this kind of heated exchange as you leave.
We've left the kids behind.
Little
Let's go.
callback for those of you who've just watched episode 1 a couple of weeks ago.
That's a big callback. I appreciate that. Anyway, so you all start heading towards the gate.
Yeah.
We do.
And Otto, Rumbleguts, just shoot from on top. You're heading out again, are you? Brucon?
Yeah, we're just we're just going to investigate goings on.
Well,
Check for more wolves.
be safe and yeah. Of course, look for wolves and thank you for taking care of the first one.
Pulls his cloak hood up and goes.
You're not going to do anything illicit, are you?
I'm just picturing.
No.
Illicit, looking like that.
Daggers on his cape.
Have you ever seen a more obviously illicit person? Like, come on,
Make a persuasion check. I'll say because you're related, you can have advantage on the check.
We just walked past. You didn't see anything.
19. Thank God for advantage.
You keep some interesting company, Brucon, but all right. Go on through.
That's what I do, all right. Thank you, Otto.
Opens the gate.
Cool. So we'll make our way to the mill.
Cool. Do you know where the mill is?
I've got my stone that points north.
Did you steal that?
She gave us directions, didn't she?
Did you steal that?
No. She just told you to go to the mill. She didn't tell you where the mill was.
Oh, can we ask Otto what the
So
mill
we
is?
come outside and go on. Like, where now? Where?
There's trouble at the mill.
Big
6 or 7 minutes. 6 or 7 minutes pass, and then the entire party come back. Otto. So
Before you do that, you can make a perception check
Yeah,
to see if you can spot the mill from where
It's
you
when he
are.
points back in town. It's like it's inside. It's like
Who's looking at it?
It's on the other side of the trickle in.
perception.
That is the
18.
trickle
can you
side
just roll all checks for
Yeah.
everyone in the party forever?
My
With your-
perception's 2.
with your
I'm
monstrous
wrong.
dice.
I don't care what your scores
All
are.
your-
Your
yeah,
dice
all your-
rolls are ridiculous.
Have you rolled under 18 today?
Wait, this is episode
The fact that you
18.
have to think about
that's,
it.
that's weird. That's
Demonstrates-
very strange. Also need to check your dice in case it's weighted. Anyway.
It's not weighted, they just all say 18, 19.
All that, yeah.
I thought you were saying all 18. I was like, why would
It's-
you stop
it-
at 18?
It's only Fleeting Look who has a charlatan's die. So the fact
Yeah.
that this is happening is anyway.
Mate, see?
Anyway, anyway, you do spot beyond the farm there is a large building that has a semblance of a mill.
We'll head towards the one with a semblance of a mill.
Yes.
Alrighty then.
Milblins.
So you're just walking up. Are you stealthing up? What are you
There's
doing?
no way word.
Walking up.
Just walking up. All right.
There's quite a lot of us.
As we peel off, I do make the point of going, my blessings of the 8 are somewhat diminished. Please don't get in any trouble. But if you do shit.
Understood. Hopefully we won't be. This is.
So to be fair,
This is hopefully non-combat.
if we do get in trouble, then his ring will announce.
Oh yeah, we'll just listen out to that.
Can
A
we
really
like question?
stealthy meeting.
Are we still covered in
I forgot to give that to
animals
someone.
singing?
Yes.
Okay.
So
They can't be
that should have
removed.
given us the advantage on the are we doing something illicit?
Just who you pass, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so stroll up to the mill.
Disadvantage. There's no.
Are you
in
having
between.
any light sources for your
You've
two guys who
dropped all
can't
these
see in the dark?
They're
not?
staying back, aren't they?
Do you have a torch I can? I'm sorry, Mr. Seth. Do you have a torch I can borrow because I am somewhat without.
Brucon,
Unless you want to
can
light your lantern.
Mr. Brucon, would you like a... Oh no, I don't have that, do I? Wrong character.
Yeah, I've got a tinderbox and torch.
And now no
I'll
character
give you a
has
torch.
that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
I can
the-
buy that. We
No,
have
it was
a torch.
the...
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I think I've got one as
picked
well.
up a torch
You
from
probably
the
have
Werewolf
torches,
Council,
yeah.
which he,
Great.
but
yeah.
he used it for violence. He's got dark vision, so there you
Torch.
go, have a torch.
You can have that back.
There you go.
Otherwise,
Actually,
we're
I'm
as blind as a bat in Brucon's armpit.
Yeah.
I've got plans.
As the old saying.
You know what?
Yeah, that would say.
Do you want
Yeah.
more torches?
Um,
I've got dark vision. I'll give you 10 torches.
So,
I'm gonna need one.
so the two of you with torches stay back, and the rest of you with dark vision, the three of you, head up towards the mill. Get to the mill.
So I'm
Singing
gonna do the
Covered in singing
I'm
animals.
gonna do the secret thieves can't knock. So I'm gonna knock, which means
Wait, can I just ask? the animals that are attached to the stealthy members of the party are
Time's up.
currently a
Time's up
robin
in chat.
and a bat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Robin and a
Is
bat
the Batman
and
theme tune playing in the background?
sorry, Robin, bat, squirrel. Not. No, you don't hear that. But they do start. But the birds do start whistling that.
so I'm knocking on the door. But
Yeah, we're missing a
if
man.
the door opens and we start to go in, I'm going to get the
Knock.
Robin.
No answer.
No answer.
No answer.
I'll. As I open the door, can I check for traps?
It's locked.
It's locked. Are there any windows?
Nope, not you can see. Not on the mill.
going to say to everyone, doesn't seem to be anyone in there. Split up as we all meet around the back of the mill. See if we can see anything around the sides.
Okay.
So I'll go towards the right. You guys want to take left?
Sure.
Go around the right, and I'll check. As I check on the right, I'll check through windows and any side doors or anything like that till we get round to the other side and we meet up.
Okay. Do you want to make a perception check, all of you, as you're looking around?
You broke my dice!
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Finally, the cycle has been
Didn't
broken.
fix mine though.
That's such
They're
Okay,
all-
so
all cursed.
you start going around the mill, working your way round until you end up back at the front. You actually you crash into the other two. Essentially, you all meet at the back, and you haven't seen, unless you guys have rolled higher than 10. Nope. You haven't seen anything. It doesn't appear that anyone's around at the mill.
Is there a second story?
Yes, there's no window, but it's a mill, so it's tall.
Is there any from where we went round? Were we able to see any windows on the second level?
Couldn't see any windows, no.
Did you get invited to a party and then nobody wants you there?
It's the wrong night.
It's
Oh,
a
no.
bad surprise party.
It's alright, you'll know when that happens because the
that-
ring will go off.
Oh, come to the party. Yeah,
Alert.
it's at the mill.
Emotional
Tell
danger.
him it's at the mill.
Can
Yeah,
I-
tell him it's a mill.
With the locked door, can I try to open it with my thieves' tool?
You can try with your thieves' tool, sure.
What do I have for that when you've got expertise? Is it double your proficiency?
Double efficiency, yep.
So plus it.
What do I have on that when I've got expertise? A good time.
You broke everything!
Yeah.
You broke all the rolls!
What did you
one.
roll?
I got a 1.
You're a natural one.
He broke my rules.
We're not doing this side quest, fellas.
You stick your
I know what to show.
you stick your thieves' tool shield sort of lock and pin inside. Just wiggle it around the metal instruments and snaps.
If it had been a dog, you'd have picked that.
Cool, so
That dog would be
Oh,
open.
hang on. The dog would be open. I was
Dog would
saying,
be
are you
open.
picking the lock with a dog, or are you picking a dog with lock?
I don't make the rules. Okay. I'm just-
I'm going to tell it to the two guys and women. So we've got 2 options. Break down the door, because don't know why, but that's the way in. Or 2, scale and see if we can get in from the roof.
I'm up for seeing if we can find an alternate route in from above. Well, that's always option. We'll call that plan.
Can-
We'll call that plan C. Yeah.
Can we
Doesn't matter.
grapple?
You can try a grappling hook, yeah.
Well,
So make an attack roll.
well, this is happening. The Oberon is wondering if there
What'd you do to my dice?
if there's some trickery.
I rolled
I'll tell you what I did.
Are you going to detect magic?
I'm going to detect the magic of this building.
You can't see any magic. It doesn't seem to be penetrating through the stone of the mill.
But there's no,
But there's nothing out of place, it seems, in your immediate detect magic area.
How tall is the mill?
So it's
Roughly.
3 stories.
Yeah.
So it's roughly, you're looking at 35 feet tall.
Okay. Brucon will produce his grappling hook and one of his many.
Oh, thank God.
Did you
His
get
last.
the silk rope as well?
Yep.
Cool beans.
He goes
Oh,
up
hang
in
on.
style.
No, I got string nets. I've got hempen rope. Someone else got the silken rope.
Jack, since the book
So
isn't
much
like
rope.
a weapon,
So much
yeah,
rope.
for improvised weapons, what do I add?
When we set up
You,
our sex
just
dungeon,
your
It's
grappling
gonna be
hook.
kinky as fuck.
Just add your dexterity
Dexterity.
modifier.
Cool. So mine was a 7 then.
Ping. Just falls back down and dodge out the way.
Brucon, have a go.
Yeah.
So, sorry, dexterity and nothing else.
Just dexterity unless you are proficient with improvised weapons.
Oh, I like this.
No, proficient with monk weapons, not quite the same.
My grappling hook is my monk weapon.
Yeah.
I'm a grapple monk.
He is proficient with rope and bucket.
Yes, that's true.
Does that help?
We've illustrated that. No.
No. Substitute the grappling hook.
For a bucket.
Yeah.
Just that thing from
Like,
time.
just
where
like,
it's
why,
like,
oh,
swords,
Brucon,
frying pan.
why are you doing that? I don't know. It just feels like a
You
good
failed,
move.
but better.
Anyway, 5.
5 altogether.
5 altogether.
This is what you get for using good dice.
For a moment, you
Good,
think
yeah.
you think you've got it wedged onto
I'm
something.
okay with that because that's basically the
Pull
same.
the
as I
rope,
rolled.
and a bit of wood comes down along with the grappling hook back to the ground.
Right, okay.
Seem to have pulled a bit off of the
Can,
off of the windmill.
Can Cragmere say to Shager, is this Is this happening often?
This is most curious. I wonder if it's performance anxiety. We should turn and face away.
I think it's probably best if we look.
I'm gonna knock on the door one more time, just a really loud knock.
Which, as we've established, means
No, loud knock, no answer.
Kick the door in.
sure. Brooke will make an unarmed attack on the door.
Yeah, make an attack against the door.
With advantage, because it's not going anywhere.
No, it's just the door. Just
Okay,
attack the door. It's just got a
You
low
flank the
angle.
door.
It's a wooden door.
13.
Flanking advantage on the door.
Flank the door.
13, yeah,
One
yeah.
of us is inside.
You hit. Roll.
Sneak attack.
You hit. Roll for damage against the door.
Okay, unarmed attack, so 5.
Pow! Your fist goes through the door.
Okay, is there a Brucon attempts to feel around on the inside for like a latch or something? Yeah, I'm going to use the monk's thieves lockpick.
It works much better.
Feeling around the other side, it appears that the lock is still intact and it's locked. There's no way of. There's no latch for it. It appears it's only a key lock.
Right.
Hit it again.
Were you given a key? By chance?
There windows.
Hmm?
There are windows to this?
No windows
no
that
windows.
Seth spotted.
You couldn't spot windows. Nope.
No, the natural one was on lockpicking.
Brucon has another
Another attack.
attack.
Yes, hit it again.
Hit it again! Hit it again!
Again! I'm thinking like Kill Bill style, trying to punch out the coffin.
Oh,
but with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
door.
yeah, the 1-inch punch
Oh,
situation.
yes.
So that's an
Okay,
8. That was an 18.
18. Yep.
The
Yep.
house is a mimic.
Again.
Yeah.
Hit that door.
House is a mimic. 4 damage this time.
Brilliant.
Okay, this time you manage to do enough damage to the door that you can pass through it and go inside if you need to. With it squeezing, but you get in there.
Okay.
It's still
Brucon
there.
looks
but you
at Seven and
can
goes, shall I?
Can I try and break a little bit more to get through?
Yeah, you can hit it. It's
I
unarmed
don't really
or
want to hit it. I was trying to. So, what was the gap look like now? Sorry.
well, it's going to be a squeeze for Brucon to get through. So it's maybe
It's wider than us.
Yeah, Brucon.
yeah, but it's the height. So he can easily get in there. You can. It's the height in a combination with the width. He can squeeze through.
Yeah, what this guy's doing?
Yeah. So Brucon
I
like.
think it looks a
Brucon
little bit like
jumps.
this.
Yeah.
Forms a
I'm
cannonball.
gonna try and,
Yeah.
try and get through, like push.
I would always assume
break
that
more of the door.
we need
break
more
break the
room
door.
for
I'm
Brucon
gonna
to get
fucking
through.
get the door.
Definitely
Fuck this
built like a
door
brick.
too. Fuck you, Brucon.
After some time, yes, you manage to get it wide enough. You can all get in there. One
Oh,
after
thank
the
God.
other.
Go,
So you
where
all
it's
get
at.
into you.
Not you.
So inside
Oh,
the
no.
mill.
Can I look for some thieves' cant of where to go?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Where was that?
Are you happy?
Detect magic lasts
Is your
for
dice
1 minute or
mojo
10
back?
minutes.
I was too specific for that. 'Cause I
10
said
10 minutes.
I
I'd
looked for
say.
thieves' cant. He's gonna go. No thieves' cant.
Yeah, so I just
no,
checked
that was too
because
specific.
because otherwise if it faded I wouldn't tell
Interesting
you.
smoke woven by a spider in a web.
I got a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, yeah. So one thing you do notice looking around the grain store is you do find a trap door hidden behind some barrels of grain.
Can I try and open it?
Locked. With your detect magic,
Yeah. I got magic.
you can see that this trap door is emanating abjuration magic.
That trapdoor is trapped with magic. Or something.
We have to save it.
Can you disable it?
No.
Seems to be coming from directly the other side of the door as opposed
Oh.
to your side of the door.
Okay, so it's not the trapdoor itself, it's past the trapdoor. There is abjuration magic, which is defensive
So
magic.
is that I try and open it, it blows up magic?
That would be more of like a conjuration, I imagine.
This
Evocation.
this door, unlike the front door to the grain store, looks well made, reinforced. So it's like it looks like really sturdy English oak, with also metal reinforced around it as well.
I know this England of which you speak.
Can I knock on that trapdoor?
Keep on
Sounds
quoting.
disappointing.
You can knock on it if you would like.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to knock on the
Nothing happens.
Oh, buddy.
But the
Manners
robin,
cost nothing.
the robin on your shoulder does whistle in time with your knocking on the door.
It's like
It creates a
tiny
nice
beating.
beat,
Uh,
a nice melody.
Yeah.
Does the trapdoor have some like locking mechanism on it that looks like I could be on? I could pick it.
Yeah, it looks like you could have a go with the thieves' tool, sure.
Can I try out the thieves' tool?
Okay, you roll a thieves' tools check.
Can you pick it?
20.
Yes, you
non-nat.
can.
Doesn't budge.
Oh, what?
Oh, come on.
We sung!
We tried yes, you
Guys, these are the moon runners. Okay, they are all expert
I
like
was
rogues.
Invited, yeah.
You're trying to break into the rogues' hideout. It's going to be
And
difficult.
we were invited. Have some manners.
Were you invited? Were all of you invited?
Are they just hiding because, like, we're
Because
not
you brought a
meant to be
+2. That's rude. There's not enough snacks for everyone.
How do you move this from the meta into the game?
Cool. I'm gonna take. Is there anything like a loose bit of door, and I'm gonna hit on the thing again with a louder knock.
It's not.
If in
There's
doubt-
nothing loose on there.
If
You
something
can
fails,
There's
just
a-
do it
there's a
again, but
hand-
more.
Yes, which you can knock.
Until
You
it
use it as a knock
eventually
with a
will.
Now I'm
hand.
hitting
Sure.
it with shit.
You're embarrassing me. Fun
Fine.
my friends.
I'm gonna turn around and be like,
Hold them
I
up
don't
and
know what-
in.
I don't know what's happened. I don't know why they're not here. We should just leave.
Oh, okay. We're not continuing our quest to burst down all the doors in this place.
So Brucon,
Well, this one's
Brucon
not
goes,
bursting.
"Oh really? We're leaving, are we?" As he picks bits of door out of his fists.
I'm sorry. I'll buy you a beer. I'm sorry.
Buy you a new
well.
fist.
Better fist, a stronger fist, a wood repellent fist.
So let's go.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems disappointing, but very well.
We wasted all of Brucon's fists on that.
I can't. I don't know where else to go. They don't. No one's here, and we can't get into wherever. And if they're not coming for us breaking their door, then they're not even paying attention up here.
I mean, we could blast the trapdoor.
You want to try?
It's your friend's house. We're gonna
Go for it.
go for it. If everyone should.
So your relationship with these people means a lot to you, I can see.
Let's
That fleeting level.
Oh right. Okay.
if we all just step a bit away from the trapdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a Kamehameha wave.
Yeah. Shatter.
Oh
Nice.
shit! I was expecting Eldritch Blast.
Shadow that bitch.
I can't Eldritch Blast a object.
Really?
No, it's only creatures.
Yeah. So.
What if we
That's
paint
why
a creature
That
Well,
will
on?
work. So
abilities like
it's,
agonising blast,
it's
sort of
was it
pain.
3d8?
It is. I mean,
Pain
if it
rain.
fails its save, yeah, it is 3d8.
I would say the door will fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A save. I think that's likely.
I didn't know. Creatures.
Let's just consider this. He's going to cast Thunder Wave on it.
16 thunder damage.
Shut it into splinters. Go down into the thing.
Like you
Impact
see the
everything.
door itself buckles for a moment, flexes, returns back to its position, but it looks quite beaten. But you haven't broken through it. Shit.
I've got
You
one.
have made a lot of noise as well, and it's echoing throughout this mill.
Fool of a tool.
Exactly.
Yeah, Malar pokes his trunk through. And
So
like,
yeah,
"Everything
you
okay?"
two outside do hear this
Oh,
boom come from inside, and for a moment the birds stop singing, and then they start up again.
I've got one more of those in me. Do we want to?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Brucon turning to go, I mean, maybe you soften it up. Would you like me to have a go?
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Okay, Brucon running flying kick. Oh, it's a trapdoor, isn't it?
Oh,
No,
yes.
it's a door.
After
It's a trapdoor.
Jump up
No, it
and
is in
down.
there.
After
It's
you
on the-
live,
in the
is there
ground,
still
yeah.
magic on it?
Good question. Well, the magic is behind the hatch, not.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if because it went down. I didn't know if activated it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Brucon
Mr.
will do
DM?
the
No,
It's still
it's
there.
the same.
trapdoor. What in the middle of the right in the middle?
It's no, it's to one side.
Cool. Okay. Reasonably close to a wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Wall run up the nearby wall and then backflip and then diving.
I'll say
So
make
Brucon, by the way, Brucon's whole thing is stunts. That's pretty much his sole motivation.
do an acrobatic.
Does he gain all of his parkour dice?
I'm
at the end
gonna-
of a short
Parkour,
rest?
yeah.
I'm gonna change my cloak to look like Brucon's robes.
Yeah. Remember, still got the miniature robe on the
Yeah.
top knot as well. Acrobatics check.
Yep.
Wimple of resistance.
Okay, that's a 19.
19. So this will give you advantage on the attack.
So that'll be another 19.
19 hits, so yeah, roll for damage.
4 damage.
Plow into the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't move, but you felt it buckle again. But
Brucon like kind of remains in the superhero stance. And just kind of like, ugh.
Did you do it?
It doesn't seem like I did it. Brucon kind of stands back and looks at it and kind of goes, someone else want to try?
I don't know, I don't think they're going to be forthcoming with information, the fact that we're fucking up whatever house this is for them now, but I say we give up.
Okay, I mean, they're your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck them.
This really hurt you, I can see.
What?
I thought they were my friends.
No, they're
So the two of you outside, can you both make perception checks as you're
Seth's
keeping an eye
only
out?
real friend is Fleet.
Obviously,
they're not gonna be forthcoming with fucking
You're absolutely
you've got torches, so yeah, you don't get disadvantaged. It's okay.
I actually have advantage. I didn't realise this at the beginning. I have advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks with my special shield.
Yes, of course you do. The Sentinel Shield. Yeah.
Brucon's only magic item gave him like benefits on stabbing himself in the chest.
Anti-rogue ring.
Okay, so
Magical?
9. Okay, so you swear for a moment you saw one figure move out of the darkness towards the mill. It wasn't one of the three because they're already inside.
Right. Okay.
I'm just saying to him at this point in time. No, because really the skin is quite thick, so the claws don't really matter. And it is really quite warm up there now, so I'm really not that bothered by this.
I hate to interrupt, but I think someone's just made their way towards the mill.
Oh,
This dark figure in the night.
goodness! Did they look shifty, shady?
They definitely look shady, but so does everything at the moment.
Hey!
Can I borrow some d8s, please?
D8. How many would you like?
I would like 5.
1, 2.
Somebody's getting fucked up. Sorry,
5.
fellas. That'd be you guys.
Yeah, probably.
Or should we approach?
I think it might be wise.
Okay, so as you guys are like contemplating, like, what the hell are we gonna do with this bloody door? Suddenly, you feel an essence coalesce around all of you.
Oh, I know it's 5d8s.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
I need to know how many hit points you guys have got currently.
31.
31.
Yeah, it's me, isn't it? 10.
Yeah,
10.
Yeah, you
21.
21. So it's probably you two. So 8, 11,
Me.
21, 20, 23, 30 altogether. So 10,
Just me.
21. So just you. You
Just
go to
me.
sleep.
We're both elves, we don't sleep.
Oh, yeah,
Spell.
spell
They
sleep. Sleep doesn't work on me.
Man, so in that case then all of the 30 will go towards you, and that's not enough to get you down. So you'll feel it, but none of you...
Someone just tried to sleep us.
And that explains why I'm feeling... I just thought it had been a
Draw
very
a
long
leg.
day, which it definitely has been, but... Right,
so
okay.
with that attack, did my alert go alert?
Yes.
Alert!
Alert!
Run straight for the mill.
No. Alert! You two are... Right, okay, everyone roll initiative.
Ooh, with advantage.
No, wait, stop. Pause.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm-
pick this up next time because it's
I
a bit late.
apologise, but I would like to not be
Yeah.
stranded
Yes.
over 100 miles from
I
where I
left
live.
So-
fleeting at the place. And
So,
he's not gonna
so
be here,
for
so
next
just-
time, we'll pick it up with you guys rolling initiative. Whether it's got to, are you with us? You here with us next week? You available?
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Great. Okay, guys. So thanks for that. So yes, keep an eye on our social media this week, as I will be posting out repeatedly about our dice giveaway currently. So you can enter on our social media just by following us and to win these lovely angel dice. I think you can call
Hands
them.
not included.
Hands all included.
Wait a second.
To win, all you have to do is follow us on the social media, like and share the post, or retweet if it's on Twitter, share if it's Facebook, and then I think just like it if it's Instagram.
Thank you, Beholder's Gaze, for this promotional content.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beholder's Gaze, and
Thank
thank
you.
you all for joining me this week. And we'll pick this up next time. Until then, I'll be back on Friday with another campaign diary to talk about what's been going on this week behind the scenes in this particular session. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Until then, guys, stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.